There we go. Hi, hey, everybody. Welcome to There Will Be Dungeons. Something looked like it was frozen for a second, but it turns out everything's fine now. Hey, welcome back to the show. We're doing D&D tonight, and we're glad to have you all here. Joining me today, of course, we got John, we have Kyle, we have Kristen, and Bo returning.
Woo!
For his second in a row spot as a really annoying tiny reporter from some newspaper, if you remember from last week. So let's see what kind of trouble he gets us in today as we venture forth together into the great unknown. So that's all coming up. Don't forget, you can hop over to our friends at phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD and check out all the rad, awesome teas that are built around our show. And you might want to pick one up. They're amazing. You want something that'll help you sleep, wake you up, everything in between. They're all right there. All right. That's it, I believe. Let's throw it to Kyle now, who will bring us up to current on what happened last time on There Will Be Dungeons.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, one Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch investigated the crew and the goings-on around Atemer. He was put together a special report for the daily quest. He even gathered and perhaps stole or pilfered a warlock's tome from Cassius's office. But that's for another big report, an expose to come out in that paper another day. For he also gained the license to enter Dungeon C4, which has claimed 6 adventurer lives so far. In a sort of show of community and gratitude for the Delvers, our team of adventurers, the guild has decided to let them investigate Dungeon C4 and perhaps clear it for the good of all the adventuring parties in Atemer. Now, of course, our city is overrun with adventurers. A veritable gold rush has descended on the town as a huge mega dungeon with many, many wings has opened up under the city. Each one has been labeled. Dungeon C4, of course, is next to C3 and C5. Letters going down as we go. Dungeons A through B were all pretty tame. Some monsters, some gricks, some dark mantles, and the adventurers emerged a little richer, maybe with some specialty items as well. This has led to a cash boom in the town as shops have set up. Multiple shops from the kingdom have moved in, displacing some of the local stores as well. Dumbledore has put together the essential paperwork, though, and gotten the Darkest Delvers in. There was a brief inspection where they had to prove that they had a magical item of at least +1 or equivalent in order to damage some of the creatures that were below the ground. After a brief weapon inspection, they were submitted to a sight test. This was looking for dark vision or at the very least some sort of lighting instrument that they could use in their travels underground. The fee was covered by the daily quest, however, for your entry into the dungeon zone, which takes up the whole of the financial district overrun with monsters. You all have gathered outside. You have your essential paperwork. You're all done for the day. You hear in the background the stage going, once again advertising the riches and the abundance of XP available below as more and more adventurers make their way into the city every day. The 4 of you all together are grouped and about to enter when you see a satyr, one you know as Clipper, waving a piece of paper in the air. And he goes, essential translations, don't be caught without them, essential translations.
What kind you have?
Well, we got... Hey, it's my friend, Mr. Splendorbelt. Good to see you.
Yes.
We hope we can employ you on that mission we were talking about so long ago.
Oh, yes. It's very nice to see you, but I have a feeling that we need to have whatever it is you carry so we can go and talk to things that we normally can't talk to.
Yeah, don't be relying on somebody's knowledge of the elven language, particularly something this old. What I got here, specially translated, is a ancient elvish script for your needs in the dungeon. 100 gold pieces.
I will split the cost if everyone else wants this.
I'm going to step forward and in Thieves' Cant give kind of a little look to the side and essentially ask if this is on the up and up and say, Hey, are we running some heavy pockets with this?
Hey, our brother Ko, hey, it's good to see you out here. Listen, and this is all in very, kind of innuendo and jargon in the background, translated for the roguish ears. Now, what we got here is legit. Granted, not everything is a perfect translation. Letters to letters don't always make the most sense. However, we're trying to run a legitimate business here after you informed us that some things might be going down if we were to continue pursuing our current line of work.
I understand that, but how legitimate?
How legitimate? We got this. We got this from the tiefling. We got into her book, see? She was walking home. We borrowed the book. We put it right back the next day. It was no problem.
All right, I'll look to the party and say, it seems like a decent enough investment. Of course, given our history together, you think you could give us a little bit of a discount on that, right?
And for you, I'll do 50 gold pieces.
Oh,
What
jeez.
about you? Got 50 gold pieces, right?
Wait. Isn't this the translation we already heard?
I don't know.
Is it just his list of names?
We'll look to him and assume he heard the question and expect an answer.
Well, a list of names. This is the letters for letters. And he gives you a little and kind of, flashes it at you like you would your FBI badge in X-Files. Listen, see? A, symbol. B, symbol. Huh? Full translation.
This was too quick of a move. I don't think I trust these. Forget it.
All right. Rely on your own.
Carrie.
Rely on your own skills then down there.
Adventurers, if I may speak up for 1 second, I can comprehend languages. So, if you need some assistance with Elven, I've got you covered.
Well, friend, this isn't regular Elven. This is an ancient Elven. Are you familiar with that?
Let me consult my manual, and I'll take out my spell manual. And it tells me that I can understand the literal meaning of any spoken language I hear, and understand any written language that I see. Okay, perfect. Mr. One Shot, I can understand literally any language in existence, as well as read it. It has limited uses, but I don't think we'll be conducting a speaking program, or speaking performance, in Elven, so we should be covered.
I mean, it's cheaper. I think we go with the halfling.
All right. I'm just saying, I'm familiar with your spells, and you got to be touching the surface. I mean, what if there's like a trap, and you got to read it across the room?
Then we disarm the trap and we go across the room.
All right, be my guest. It's your dungeon. Good luck to you down there.
Yeah, I guess it is our dungeon.
Yeah.
And you guys walk on by, and you enter the doors, and you show your paperwork at the front. There's a bit of a kerfuffle as they notice that Ko is a satyr, and there's a rule about Sylvans not allowed in, but Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch took care of all this paperwork and was there to reassure the guild employees that Ko has special defenses against this sort of thing. You enter into the financial district, which is in shambles. Everything is completely overrun and destroyed. You see old, grimy egg sacks, like an old, dusty, haunted house kind of style, hanging from just about every corner of every single building. You see some lower league adventurers running in, and they kind of giggle to themselves, look around excitedly as they just enter the gates, like they just entered a playhouse or some sort of, McDonald's fun area. And they look around and they kind of, and they point and they run off in one direction into the city area, pursuing some sturges that have taken up nest in the zone. But you are directed to the primary dungeon entrance, which takes you over to the governor's ballroom. You head in. The windows are now all broken. Everything's in shambles. The many tables that you deposited into the surrounding holes still are there, though some flooring and sort of boards have been placed over them. But the primary big hole that the roper came out of that very night of the bronze ball has been excavated. And inside there is a staircase heading down. As you look up, you see all around that beautiful glass ceiling that you had, the dome structure, all over it has been placed mirrors, angling the sun in at different angles, trying to catch it at every time of day. And it shoots a great shaft of light down into the hole. As you descend down the stairs, there's more mirrors that bounce the light around the surrounding walls and shoot it down the tunnel directly. You walk for a short time. You pass a label up on the wall, hammered in with kind of a mason's heavy sort of iron nail into the stone. A1, A2, and all these various wings and dungeons that have been excavated, and many of them are marked that they're already cleared, almost looking like realtors marking if something is sold, pending, and all that sort of thing. You continue down the tunnels for a bit, and they wind back and forth until eventually you reach a big circle of mirrors that is catching the light that's been shooting down the shaft, and it angles it downward into a great big hole. As you stand there for a moment, you hear the ticking and clinking of chains as a lift is brought up to you. There's one man standing here at the lift, and he's collecting passes and coinage. It's Gruber Lifton, and he says, "Come one, come all. Welcome, welcome to the Gruber Lift. Designed to take you to the very deepest parts of the dungeon. We've so far reached the E's. More dangerous the further you go. To which do I owe the pleasure of this adventuring party? Where shall I descend you to?"
Dumbledore Raisin Bunch of Raisin Bunch.
A pleasure, good
Down
sir.
here.
Might I see your pass for the day?
Do I have a pass? Yeah.
Yep,
I
you've
take
been
my
given
pass
all the
out and
appropriate
give-
paperwork.
Yeah. I show my pass.
He flips it up into the air, kind of holds it between two fingers. Oh, dear me. Dungeon C4. An adventure awaits you this day. Such are the perils of Dungeon C4 that I have heard, that claim the life of the fearless feudalist, shepherd, ibis, voodoo, zigzag, and the iron monkey.
So I've heard, yes.
Prepare yourself for adventure, my friends. On to the Gruber Lift you go, and I shall descend you thusly to dungeon level C.
Is everyone ready to go?
Yes.
Do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It descends you down slowly, and you pass Dungeons B, and eventually stop with a little shake at Dungeon C. You see a couple Silver Leagues walking about. They all have their kite shield-shaped badges on their chest, and many of them have decorated them over their time. That's something for you to decide. If you remember, it was brought up that you can decorate your badge however you want. Some of them have put little symbols upon them. You pass a guy who has put a little kind of tiki symbol upon his, trying to look for some fame and perhaps build a rapport with those who pass, recognize his badge as they go. You pass by a couple. Most of them seem pretty giddy. In general, having a pretty good day. Some of them are counting their loot from their morning adventures. But as you round past C2, C3, and eventually make your way to Dungeon C4, it says, "Warning, extremely dangerous, by license only." As you approach the primary stone door of the area, there's a great handprint in the center. This stone door seems to be of construction after the fact. Around all the adventurers, the dungeon adventurers at C5 kind of look around the corner and begin whispering to themselves as you stand outside Dungeon C4.
Grinkeeper will turn and go, "Yeah, we're going in. We'll see ya. Do you have any questions?"
They all look amongst themselves back and forth, and they all kind of go back to their business, wondering who this party is that would chance themselves in Dungeon C4. But as you approach the door, very much like the previous doors that you have encountered below ground, there's a small button to your left.
Are we ready?
Are we sure we know where that button goes or what it does?
Grinkeeper's halfway there.
Yep.
All
Push
right,
it.
go.
Grinkeeper hits it.
And of course, on your map here, feel free to move your tokens to the various rooms to note yourself where you might be at a given time. You enter a small little room. We don't know, I guess not terribly small, 15 by 20. And in the center is a large cylinder about the size of a barrel coming up. And in the center, a massive press or button type thing. Maybe an idol would look good on top of that. And across the far wall, you see a massive stone door. You can tell by kind of the etches around the side and the little kind of ledge underneath. This is all roughly worked, but has that craftsman feel, all very intentional. And over that great stone door on the far side of 15 feet wide, you see words of the language that you've seen many times before, but have always had difficulty translating, as the Elvish belongs to one Grinkeeper.
Ominous room, yes.
What does it say?
Well, translator, translate.
Dumbledore blinks, not doing, it hasn't been addressed properly, so he just kind of blinks like.
How would he like to be addressed?
He's also eating breakfast still too. He's got like a sandwich in his mouth, and so he's kind of been watching. He's been taking notes, and you say translate, but it doesn't click that he's your translator, so he doesn't do anything.
In that moment, Grinkeeper's gonna squint her eyes and try really, really, really hard.
All right, Grinkeeper, make your history check to remember your many schoolings.
Not too bad this time. A 16.
With a 16, you start having at it. It's a little rough, of course. It's more of like a, the dog kind of go. But you start making your way through it. Only the crystal will grant your freedom.
Whoa.
Anyone got a crystal?
Nope. Oh, well, I have many crystals, but they're for photographicals, actually.
I have nothing that is like crystal.
Do you need one?
I mean, I'm not sure. This dungeon certainly didn't get its reputation because nobody could get inside, so there has to be some way to make this work.
Wait, only the crystal will set you free?
Only the crystal will grant your freedom.
Grant your freedom. So what does it say, Evelyn?
She'll read aloud. Only the crystal can grant your keydom. Freedom.
Ah, so tis a riddle.
Oh,
Yes?
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go look around the room, and Grinkeeper will start walking around looking for things that she might be able to smash open.
So there are no exits to this room that I can see, Kyle?
There's the door you came in through, and then clearly a 15-foot wide stone door on the far side, but otherwise no additional tunnels or anything.
I was gonna go check out the big door at the end.
Okay. Investigation checks for anybody investigating.
I'm observing the part. My default stance is to observe the party and make notes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
A 12 for my investigation.
7.
Mine didn't work. Hold on. One. Let me refresh. I'm refreshing.
Time to go to the doctor.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, let me try it again. I had to refresh. Oh, worked that time. 5. Not good.
Double Dwark of Raisin Bunch sits and takes notes, watching you all. And perhaps in watching you, you all become a little bit nervous. And you look around. With a 5 Splendor Belt, you feel yourself intensely viewed and begin to want to clean up or something.
Okay.
You're not really, you want to look busy. You're not really sure what everyone's looking for, so you kind of pick up the dust between your fingers and
All right.
listen to it a little bit.
All right.
Ko, you get down on your hands and feet. You're kind of looking at the crack underneath. It seems kind of around the side that it's mechanized in some way. You've been in these sort of dungeons before, and everything kind of works beneath the stone. The peak of the Fire Mountain, where you fought the dragon, would be the only place, or Dragon Mountain, would be the only place where you really saw the gears that are working behind the scenes. So this door probably lifts by some sort of mechanism. Evelyn, you distract Ko from his work and make it harder for him to even think in the first place.
Do you see anything?
I'm looking at. I'm just trying to see right now.
Yeah.
Actually.
Should I try and lift the door? I'm gonna try and lift the door.
Sure. What? Why not? I don't know if it's gonna work, but your strength surprises.
All right. Athletics check.
This gets my attention. It's a feat of heroics. It's very interesting.
17.
17. You get down on all fours. You squat real good. You kind of force your armored, your gauntleted fingers underneath there and start giving a little lift. And you even kind of get it a little bit. You get it about 2 inches off the ground.
It's heavy. I'm putting it down.
Good effort. Good effort. Well done.
Thanks.
Can I help her?
Yeah, you can go aid her.
I'm gonna aid her. Let's give it a second shot.
All right. Are you trained in athletics?
I have a little bit of athletics. I'm +3, so I'm okay.
Okay. All right. So the two of you roll at the same time then.
All right, here we go. 12. Not awesome.
An 11.
Oh, jeez.
It's kind of like lifting a couch very poorly. One of you sort of get a centimeter off one side and the door kind of to the side, making the other side a little heavier. So the two sides kind of seesaw back and forth. And in general, go nowhere.
Great.
Shockingly, you did worse with his help, Evelyn.
And this is not that uncommon.
How is that possible?
He's fine. It's not my fault. Not keep messing with dust on my hands.
Well, it seems like this is clearly meant to be opened mechanically, and Ko's gonna go check out the center pedestal.
About 3 feet high, there's this cylindrical bit of stone, and in the center of it, a foot-wide, large platform. One might even call it a button.
Oh, a button.
Button.
I got 26 on an investigation check. I don't know if that gets me any more information than what I was just told, but
Looking at it closely, you see that at the center is a sort of metal bit, almost like a washer by modern terms, that has been affixed into the center of the stone.
Like a ring.
A circle, not hollow, no hole in the center, just a circle of metal.
Okay.
So a foot wide platform, and in the center, about a 3-inch wide piece of metal.
Did the Heart Blade of Loran have crystals in it?
The Heart Blade of Loran had diamonds in the heart hilt part of it.
It looks like a place for a crystal.
Okay. Does anybody have any crystals, though?
I've got tons of crystals. They're for photographicals. Would you like one?
Sure.
All right. So I put down my duffel bag and I go rifling through my duffel bag. I take out a sandwich to eat, and then I take one of the crystals out. They sort of, they're about fists. They're about fist size, like, maybe not fist size.
Your little
in a
fist.
halfling fist. They
Yeah.
fit in a halfling fist. Yeah. And I walk up to Ko and I raise it up and go, "Here, please be careful with it. I'd like it back. They're expensive."
Okay. Ko sets it down in the middle of the dais. Not exactly carefully, but he didn't slam it.
As you go to set it down and your hand is kind of gathered around the base of the crystal, you touch the metal piece with your hand, and the thing kind of goes a little bit, even without the crystal touching it.
All right. Seeing that this one's going to require a little more thinking, I take out a cigar and I sit on my duffel bag and I start smoking.
The small
Ko's
chamber
gonna-
begins to stink of tobacco.
Great.
Ko's gonna just push on it. It was described as a button. He's gonna push on it like a button.
You put aside the crystal for a moment and push it down, and it starts to give and go.
Is there any impact on the rest of the room? Seemingly.
Looking around, no, but you haven't reached the basin, the sort of base that it's sitting on.
All right, well, let's keep going.
You push it all the way down, and with a great kunk, it clicks down final. Behind you, a great door, 15 feet wide, closes slowly as the other one opens, and the two counterweighting each other lift up. Now behind you, where the door was constructed and with the warning upon it, is covered. The massive stone door having concealed the exit. However, it now opens into a much grander room, of which I will reveal on your map.
Seeing the doors open, Ko will turn to Dumbledore and say, "Looks like we didn't need the crystal after all. Thank you, though," and toss it to him.
Okay, I will try to catch it.
Are you trained in dexterity?
I'm a dex. I have 15 dex.
Oh yeah, no, you have
sleight of hand. Yeah.
You have what's your proficiency in dex, so you're all set. You catch it without any problem.
I have half proficiency in sleight of hand.
Cool, you catch it no problem, thanks to your dex. The room beyond goes out, and you see in front of you a great hole that heads down, marked by this darker area. The darker areas to left and right are stones that have been piled up, and various debris, rocks, and stalagmites that are sticking upward. You can see beyond this hole that there is a drop-off, and the room continues beyond. Immediately, Ko, you notice that throughout the room, particularly just in this upper area before it heads down into the lower zone, that there are several shiny ropes descending from the ceiling. They sort of glimmer in the bit of light that you're casting. Now, we didn't go over the light we're using right now, so let's actually go around the room. Who's using the light? Of course, Splendorbelt has his dark vision.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Clearly, we lit something down here in order to continue in the first place, but let's go over that.
Ko, boop, to his little goggles. They fall into place, and with a boing, give him dark vision.
Perfect.
I whistle at the room.
What does that do? Does that give you light?
No, I'm just impressed.
Oh.
Well, we've got two dark visions going right now. How are Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch and Evelyn Grinkeeper?
Right.
Seeing the
So
room.
I'm going to have to cantrip it up. But I also have, I think I can double cantrip it up. So I have a drift globe, small glass. It doesn't, it emanates light. Okay, so wait, who's the not dark vision person? It's Evelyn, right?
Right. Ko One Shot has equipped his
All right.
night vision goggles.
Oh,
So
by
I
the
s-
way, Kyle, would it be safe to say that I got my drift globe back from my wife before I went adventuring?
Oh yeah, that was months ago.
Okay.
So I speak a command word.
Easy
I
to
go,
write down.
Illuminatus, and then light the drift globe. Woo. And then I go, Floatus, and then the drift globe floats up in front in the vicinity of the party. So I've got a floating drift globe. I think it has to be within 5 feet. It's 5 feet of the ground. It hovers, I guess, near me. I don't know if I can command it. Yeah, it follows you within 60 feet. Okay. And then I also can't trip it up with a light. I cast a light spell, and I go, Illuminatus! And I light my index finger as well, and I hold my index finger up in the air. But it's at eye level for everyone else, so it's kind of blinding them because, you know, the light, like, it's at their level, I have my index finger up in the air.
Perfect.
So 2 light sources.
Grinkeeper, do you use the light provided by Dumbledore, or do you light your own?
She wouldn't light anything yet.
Okay. So we're proceeding based on the Raisin Bunch Light Brigade.
Yeah. Why not?
So the sort of pale light that's cast by the drift globe shines across the room, going out some 40 feet. 20 feet is that bright light, and then it goes to dim light beyond that. And it kind of catches these silver ropes that are hanging from the ceiling. And altogether, you can count 8 of them immediately. 2 down in the lower area, and that'd be 6 up here. You see some stairs going down as well, and you see the very crest over the edge of a great mechanical something.
Hmm.
The room is yours to explore.
Are there rocks in the cave nearby?
So many rocks.
Oh,
And in fact,
Grinkeeper's gonna start throwing rocks in her bag of holding and then go dump them into the thing that Ko's pushing down.
Ko's pushing something down.
Yeah, the
The-
thing that opened the door.
Oh,
The basin.
basin.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so you gather up rocks and place it on top of the button kind of area to weigh it down as you leave.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Can you tell me where the mechanical item is, direction-wise again? Left, right?
It would
Over
be, so you pass this hole that you haven't investigated yet. Beyond, there is a drop-off, and you can see the very top of some great gear-like structure.
there? Okay, so we're nowhere near that yet. I would just a kind of a general inspection to see if I can just see anything hazardous, any traps, anything weird going on.
Sure, do a perception check.
All right. Whoops, almost did persuasion. Here we go. Ugh, my dice rolls are terrible today. 9.
You look about the room from where you stand, and you see that it's kind of wet in here.
Great,
Oh, man.
great.
Damn.
Very perceptive.
Ko's gonna come in and immediately get away from light sources and things like that, and just sort of sneak his way very carefully around the room, kind of scoping everything out.
All right. Start
All right,
walking
as he
around.
sneaks, I'm going to start speaking loudly. What sort of monster do you suppose is in this room? It's very wet. Any guesses?
Water. A water elemental.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
They're pretty easy. They're not too exciting. They just like fighting. And riddles. They like fighting and riddles. Grinkeeper will immediately start heading toward the stairs and down to the back of the room. And as she leaves the radius of the light, she'll light her new blade into a dagger.
Excellent. So Raisin Brunch, you see as she walks, she pulls out this small staff about 6 inches long that has a diamond-shaped heart on the top. And as she holds it, it kind of clicks slightly off to the side, and a luminous blade, like moonlight, shines around her.
Oh, like a pole arm? Pole arm? Pole arm?
More like this would be more like a switchblade, if anything,
Oh, okay.
at this point.
Sorry, I was
Oh,
picturing
okay.
a large staff with a blade at the end. Sorry, it's a blade. It's a dagger blade. So while they do that, since I'd like to contribute as well, I'm just gonna look at the ground and check for feces.
Very good. Make a
Cool.
perception or survival check would work as well.
Not my
Grinkeep-
forte, but I'm helping.
Grinkeeper, you walked by about 3 of these ropes as you made your way. Did you do anything with them?
She'll look at them. She might. Yeah, she'll like she'll hit one as she walks by.
All right. Well, you got 3 here. Which one do you give a little slap to?
The one right before the stairs.
Yeah, you give it a little, like a kid going through the department store with the clothes. You kind of run your hand and let it kind of whoop across your hand, and it does so. You're in gauntlets, so you didn't feel it, but look like rope. A
18.
silvery white rope.
18 on survival check.
18. All right. So you start looking around. You start looking around, and you particularly you're looking for feces, correct?
Yeah. You know, denizens of the Underdark have to poo somewhere. Maybe there's a clue, especially if it's a beast.
Yeah.
You end up kind of being drawn over to this pile of rocks here. It goes about 10 feet up, and the rope stops right above the rocks, so about 3 feet of open air before the rope hits. And all about that rock, you see what looks like bird droppings, just pale white kind of paint upon it. But giving it a little check, you know that it's not paint thanks to your survival roll, that it's actually some sort of type of dropping.
Thanks to your disgusting
So,
perception, you found out that it's poo.
Right. So I'm gonna walk. Is it safe to approach the droppings? Like, okay, that's a weird question. I mean, there isn't any hazards between me and the droppings.
No, when you stand between where you stand here and the door, it's nothing but cave floor, and this is all pretty unworked right now. But it is smooth enough, and there doesn't seem to be any holes or anything along those notes.
So I would like to I'm gonna kick off my boots, and because I'm gonna step in my padded halfling feet. I don't know if that's a thing, but and I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna sneak towards the droppings.
All right. Go ahead and make that stealth check.
All right.
While that happens, let's go to Ko, who's also been sneaking around the room. You got a 22.
Yeah, I got a 22 on my stealth.
Cool. You're kind of going along the edges here.
Yeah, I'm kind of monitoring everybody else as they make progress, so I probably would have shadowed Greenkeeper a bit as she made her way across the room, but at a slower, stealthy pace. And probably am around somewhere like that, just watching what everybody's up to.
Excellent. We'll return to you as you kind of reach that edge to the lower area. Dumbledore?
Yeah. 16.
16. All right, so you start sneaking on your bare feet. The ground's a bit rough, but if you take off your shoes pretty regularly, it feels like that rough part of the pool, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I figure it's not comfortable, but it's better than alerting a monster by walking, with heavy feet. And I want to approach the droppings, and I want to, I want to see if I can smell a creature type off of it or get some clue as to what made the droppings.
Okay, would you like to ride your previous survival? You want to do another one? You could even do a nature check.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, no, we'll do a nature check. It's a different thing, right? Even though, yeah, nature's better. Oh no, goodbye dice. It's on the floor, it doesn't count.
5-second rule.
11 plus 6 is 17.
17. All right, so you're an old, experienced adventurer type, and you...
I taste like the air.
Yeah. Covering all the taste buds,
Oh, I hate
get
that guy.
And you're...
I know who you're doing. I hate that guy. He's awful.
But it covers all the taste buds, man.
Oh, that guy.
Classic carnivorous monstrosity.
Okay, I smell meat in the poo.
Yes.
Okay. Do I don't have any indication what it might be, though. Okay, well, I have to think about it, but I'm going to dart, and I'm going to start speaking more carefully now. I'm going to say, everyone, there's some sort of carnivorous bird beast in here.
A
What?
bird in a cave? Evelyn yells back very loudly.
Full volume echoing from below.
Well, it might be a bat. I don't know.
How do you know
But it's
this?
something that flies and eats meat, and
How-
we're meat.
How do you know this?
Voice got really
I
different.
smelled its feces.
Oh. Ugh. This is an accurate way to tell if there is meat in the poo.
I'm still trying to isolate what it is.
Grinkeeper, you made your way down the stairs. And they were well crafted. They didn't seem very dangerous, though a little moist as you went. You got down to the lower area, and your passive perception is 10. Would you like me to tell you passively what you see, or would you like to try to roll?
I'll give it a shot. She's actively looking.
Okay.
An 11.
All right,
One more
slightly-
point really kind of changes it.
Yep.
Yep.
Slightly
The difference
better.
between passive and active, just 1 point.
So what you see before you is a great big water wheel. And it is supported on the left side into the ground and kind of comes to one of those open air turns. So it doesn't seem to activate anything on this side. However, you do see that it goes down through the pole across the water wheel and into the wall where it connects with some sort of gear, that then those gears connect to gears and those connect to gears, eventually leading to a great 30-foot wide, huge stone door, very much like the one you saw earlier when you entered the dungeon in the first place. You also note that there's a kind of track that leads across the ground back into the wall.
Gridkeeper looks at the track that leads to the hole in the ground. Then she looks at the water wheel and the door, and she's clearly thinking very hard. And then her eyes light up. She has an idea. And she gets on the water wheel and starts to run it along the outside.
Grinkeeper climbs up into the water wheel.
I want to look into the hole, but I want to do it like a movie. Like I'm like that.
Mhm.
So you climb over to the hole that sort of dominates the center of the room.
Well, I'm picturing that the droppings were near the hole. Am I not? Is that accurate?
You were over by the rocks on the left side here, so you could easily walk around and then come over to the hole
I will
here.
quietly walk over and like peer into the hole just with my eyes, though, as small as I can, like this.
The hole is kind of like a great big funnel, and you see that the unworked stone has been worn by years of water flow, and it heads down and kind of spirals a little bit as it does until it reaches a smaller 5-foot hole in the bottom, about in the center.
Oh, it's like a bathtub, like a cave bathtub.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's the best kind.
yeah, with a sort of a drain at the bottom.
Hmm.
We take a look at your passive perception as well, which is quite rocking. Okay, all right, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, it's 20, passive 20.
Looking down there, you do see something that catches your eye. A pair of boots sitting in the bottom of the basin.
Can I tell how far down it is?
With the angles and avoiding Pythagorean theorem, it's about 30 feet down.
That's quite a drop.
Avoid that math.
How's the climb down?
It would be slick. So very much like a river stone. It's been worn by water over time, and it's still a little damp.
All right, I'm going to consider my inventory and look for solutions while someone else in the party has a turn.
Let's go to Splendor Belt. What have you been up to?
Well, just kind of looking around. I want to. Let's see. Where's Greenkeeper right now? She's right over there. Is she up and far away from me? If I ran over to her, could I touch her, or is she too far from me?
I mean, you can go anywhere in this room right now. So you would round kind of the big hole that Dumbledore is investigating right now and head down those stairs, and you would find a Grinkeeper currently scaling this great stone water wheel.
All right, I will come in here, and the goal here would be: am I within reaching distance of her, or is she too high on that wheel?
I mean, she's currently trying to climb up the wheel, so you could touch her.
All right, I'm going to touch her and give her guidance. Basically, you can now roll a d4 and add that number to any roll, ability check / saving throw, any of that stuff you have to deal with while you're up there. And you have a minute to do that. So within
Awesome,
the next
thank you.
minute, you now have that extra d4.
Okay, seeing them kind of just doing their own water wheel business, but Dumbledore looking very interested in this hole. Ko is gonna go over adjacent from him and look down. I'm assuming because our passive perception is equal, I can see the boot as well.
Yes. So you would see it lit by the edge of Dumbledore's finger that's kind of over the edge as he shines it down.
Ko's
Can
gonna
I'm gonna go get my boots while he does this. I'm gonna sneak it back and put my boots on.
Ko is gonna extend a hand out towards the boots and lift them to his hand.
Oh, you're a Luke Skywalker?
So for the mechanics behind this, using the telekinetic feat,
What?
I have a invisible mage hand that I can use, and I send that out to grab the boots and pull them up to me.
Is there a weight requirement on these or a limitation?
There is. Let me see.
That's quite
Cannot
remarkable.
carry more than 10 pounds.
Okay, very cool. So do you physically manifest the hand? It's completely invisible, right?
It's completely invisible. I think it's just a mechanic, but essentially it's my mind. They just
Okay, so
fly
an
up.
invisible hand kind of pinches the two boots together, and they slide up the side, slightly beyond the weight of your requirements, but dragging no problem.
All right, drag him up into my hand.
How did you do that? That's quite incredible.
Mental powers. Been practicing a lot.
Mental powers. Okay, and I get out my a parchment and I start writing down that Ko One Shot has mental powers. How long have you been mentally powerful?
Speaking of which, I will also go ahead and activate Psychic Whispers and connect to all 3 of them so we can get our little cell phone network going here.
Perfect.
And that's going to be good for the next 5 hours.
Okay, immediately when you connect to my psychic network, you hear, "What? I wonder when second breakfast is starting."
Hold on a second. Does the voice, I've always wondered about the spell. Do we have the same voices
know
in
how
our
it
thoughts?
works.
Or how do you hear us? Or do you know?
So, you just have to concentrate a message to me, and it works. Is the way I picture it.
But you don't hear it in a voice like if I sent you a message that was, I need potato. You're not going to hear me go, I need potato. You're going to hear, Splendor Belt maybe wants a potato, is what you would hear or feel.
What about
No,
imaginary friends?
I'd hear I need a potato. It's communication, so it's whatever you're thinking as a message. But I can't read your thoughts. I'm not psychic.
Right.
So you would have to be intending to tell me that you need a potato.
I guess what I'm saying is, do you hear it in my accent or just a general voice because it's in your head? Do you audibly hear it?
I think I hear it in your voice because I always role played it as when Ko was doing the fake accent, his true voice is what you heard in your head, not his fake accent.
Okay. Well, that would be consistent then with what we've done already.
Yeah.
Just curious.
What's the policy on imaginary friends? Just kidding.
Potatoes are okay.
We have them, all of them.
Do they get to speak in the psychic network?
So, and also just for Bo, technically it's only a one-way communication. I can communicate to you, you can communicate to me, but for expediency's sake and my sanity, we just assume that if you want it relayed to other people, I do that.
Okay, so we're like the Secret Service. Got it.
Yeah. It's just to avoid the Uhura thing of like, Bo says, and then Splendor Belt replied.
Yeah.
It's just easier if we can all talk.
Got it.
I'll connect you.
Yeah.
But Dumbledore does, think out loud to himself that he's thinking about that second breakfast, and it does relay through.
I put my boots while he's connecting the network. I'm putting my boots back. I sneak over, put my boots back on, pick up my duffel bag, and go back to Ko. And I ask him, "So, have you investigated these boots? What's special about them? May I look at them?"
Sure. Here, hand over the boots.
All right. Anything jump out at me without the need of magic when it comes to these boots?
Looking at them, they appear to be green boots with a small leather belt along the top in order to secure them. They have great kind of leathery flashes along the side that give them the appearance of flames or speed. They are very well made. They appear to be magical in nature.
Okay. Let me see here. That is okay. So, that costs money. Shit. Okay. Sorry. I go to Ko and I say, "If you'll permit me, I can identify these items for you, Ko, or this item for you, Ko."
Deckard Cain kind of deal.
Yeah, sure. If you want to identify it, go for it.
All right. So I'm gonna hold the boots in like the palm like this, and then I'm gonna start swirling around in my hand a thing, and doing some magical stuff, and then I'll set them down, and then I will say some magic spells, which of course I did not prepare any words for it. So,
this is the 10-minute ritual version, right?
Well, no. So the issue is actually, you know what? I realize I can't do this.
Oh,
That's because it has a gold cost for the reagents, which I don't believe I can use a focus in lieu for gold cost. I think when it comes to gold cost, you need the gold cost.
I mean, it's not to say that here before adventure,
boy.
you might have picked up the required items for said
of an owl
transaction.
feather.
Yeah.
so
It's been
an
a
owl
while
feather
since I remember what the rules were hard and
All right.
fast on that.
Well,
So-
we'll figure that out. While that gets investigated, let's go down to the now blessed and inspired Grinkeeper who is climbing up this great water wheel.
Yeah, I'll look that up.
Cool. Once blessed, she's gonna throw her weight downward to see if she can start it spinning and then climb it like a ladder along the outside to keep it spinning. See how fast she can go.
Okay, let's do an athletics check.
Yeah.
And you can use that guidance.
Yeah, don't forget the 1d4.
$17.
17, so you reach up like your
Oh,
Price
wait.
is Writing.
Don't I have the skill check for being a paladin?
Oh, does
What?
that stack? I guess it would.
Oh, those would be saves. You're talking about those are saves, like
Saves.
attacks
Okay,
versus you.
Never mind then.
Yes, the water wheel is not attacking you.
Not
You're-
yet.
That you know
So you
of.
go up, you give it a big money, you know, Price is Right spin, hurrah! And it is a heavy piece of work, but all the same, it and gives a slight bit of momentum, basically taking the part of the wheel that you grab down to the floor. And as it does, you hear those gears on the kite, and they kind of spark, and sparks start flying out of all the gears. And the big door against the wall, that 30-foot wide stone door, gives a little and then settles back on the ground.
All right. Well, there's no turning that wheel, Splendorbelt. All right, here's what we got. It's a water wheel. It's got a track that leads to that giant hole. And that's what I got.
Okay. We should tell the others what this is, and I would, before she's even down, I'd run back and just inform everybody.
Well, you go up the stairs and you find Ko being interviewed by Dumbledore while he holds a pair of shoes.
Oh, nice.
Boots, to be precise.
I would see that and go, I hope I am not interrupting a transaction. Or whatever it
Okay,
is
so
you're doing.
I've confirmed the rules on this. Just sorry to interrupt. It's 100 gold pieces and an owl feather. I need both, and I can't use a focus in lieu of it. So
You could say you have those things you would have prepared for your adventure.
100 gold. Okay,
Yeah.
It's a pearl worth 100 gold. You have a pearl.
a pearl. Oh, that's right. Sorry, a pearl worth 100 gold. I know that sometimes in house rules you can just blow the gold, and I guess it's the concession. So yeah. Anyways, I don't have any of it, so we're making concessions all over. So I will hold the boots in my hand, and then I will take the feather and I will dust the boots, and I'm saying the following magic words: Tootum mootum matum crow, backish tackish hester mo. And then I throw the feather up, and then I take a pearl and I swallow the pearl. It's gonna hurt later when it comes out. And poof, I've cast the Identify spell upon the boots.
Excellent, which only takes 1 minute. During this time, Grinkeeper, you have climbed back down, or at least, settled at the water wheel. And as you watch it, it does that end of the spin as the sort of weight you put into it causes the last bit of it to go, and it hits a kung, and then starts swinging back the other way a little bit.
Grinkeeper's eyes light up and she goes to the other side and tries again.
You go to the other side. So to the far side and start giving it a
Yes.
go. Okay, athletics check.
Nat 20. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Big nat 20. You give it a heave and a ho. And as you give it that spin, it rockets downward and you hear a great kung, kung of the stone against metal as something appears to be stuck underneath, stopping it from spinning.
Well, she's going to try and get under there and get that out, whatever it is.
And roll a investigation check. Meanwhile, up above, Splendorbelt watches on as the pearl is digested and the spell takes place. I will drop a link in the Discord for Boots of Speed.
Ooh.
I like to think that the minute cast time is just waiting for the component to come back through the digestive system.
Oh no, that'll
Yeah.
take some time before it gets through. And it won't come out as a pearl, it's used. It'll come out as a really black marble.
Nice. Ooh, look at these boots of speed. Mmm. Who gets to have these?
Well, I will look at the boots of speed and say, I found out what the properties of this magical item are, One Shot. Allow me to tell you, while you wear these boots, you can use a bonus action and click the boot heels together. If you do, the boots double your walking speed, and any creature that makes an opportunity attack against you has a disadvantage on the attack roll. If you click your heels together again, you end the effect. When the boots' property has been used for a total of 10 minutes, the magic ceases to function until you finish a long rest. Here you go. Congratulations on your find, and I hold the boots up to go.
I'll take the boots and look at Splendor Belt and just look around. I just send a message to everybody. Hey, anybody want these boots?
I would send a message back saying they are 100% perhaps you're the best for you to wear, not for me.
No, I got sneaking horseshoes. I don't need boots. They don't fit on my hooves.
I only take them if no one else wants them.
Take it, Splendor Belt.
Okay, I rolled green.
Then you can run around healing everybody real fast.
Yeah.
Okay, I take these boots.
Give them the boots.
I'll take the boots. I will put them on. Which doesn't change, by the way, any stats, I don't think, because my boots don't give me any bonuses now. So, yeah.
But it doubles your walking
speed. I mean, I get the
convenient,
benefits, but I don't lose any, like, AC or anything. So
you've got gray boots on, as it were.
Yeah.
And so easy to change out.
Yeah.
Do you equip the boots immediately?
Yeah, I'd put them on.
All right. You go to put them on, and there's something in them.
I'm going to put these on now, actually. Hold on a second. Boots of speed. There they are. Add equipment.
I like the idea that he felt something in the boots, but was like, no, I'm equipping these now. And he threw whatever it was to the side and just kept putting on the boots.
All right, so you're saying I feel something like a
yeah,
rock?
you know, like when you go to put on a shoe, but it's already got a sock in it, and so you have to do like there's something in my boot.
Yeah, I would do that. And I'd be cautious about that because I've had animals in my boots before. Splendor Belt has. Like rats and stuff, so I would...
So how would you deal with the perhaps rat in your boot?
I would hold it up, and I would hold it away from my face and kind of look down and see if I could see anything. If I don't, I'd hit it against a stone or the ground a couple of times and look back down the boot, see if anything shook loose. And if I still can't see anything, I would shake it really hard, kind of away from me, to get whatever it is out of there.
So this very sight takes place in the light of a finger in a drift globe. And as you give it a knock, you kind of feel that weight move about it. And these boots have always, for leather boots, I mean, 10 pounds around, like these aren't scale mail. They're not metal, but they had that weight to them. You give them a couple knocks, you look in it, you give them a couple knocks. And as you give it that final shake, 2 feet slide out.
Ew. 2 feet? Like in each boot? One in each boot?
Well, not 2 feet per boot. 1 foot per boot slides out onto the ground.
Ew. So somebody's feet...
I walk over to the foot and immediately pick one up. and I take a smell of it. Want to tell how old it is?
Okay, survival check. Meanwhile,
I played a ranger.
Grinkeeper, you go down on all fours and you crawl under there, and you see by the light of your blade what seems to be catching the great water wheel here. A golden object, a mace, seems to be caught between the bottom sort of hook and the floor of one of these water wheel spokes, as it were.
Can she get under there and grab it?
Yeah, you reach on under and you pull it out.
Cool. So she'll pull it out, she'll stand up, and she'll start looking at it.
You spy a golden mace that comes to a ball up top, but the edges beyond it kind of circle outward in this very ornate look. And on top is kind of, in addition to the great kind of triangular mace, is a morning star with all the spikes upon it. And as you give it a look, you kind of drag along the ground behind it, pulling it up. A hand lets go and falls to the ground, cut off at the forearm. It still has a bit of jacket attached to it, some armor.
Is there any names written on any of these items?
But wait, so okay, you're currently investigating feet. Hang on.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
What did you get on your survival check for the
Only
feet?
10.
Only 10? I mean, you've been around, and these appeared to be non-humanoid feet at the very least. A little hairy for non-humanoid feet, but still, well, I'm sorry, non-human feet.
Right.
They are a bit hairy on top.
Oh, halfling feet. Huh? So I guess Splendor. You can go back to Evelyn because I was going to ask Splendor Belt to see if there's any name stamped in the boot or like ownership name written somewhere in it. Who owned them?
Grinkeeper, the hand and forearm fall to the floor, and you're now holding this golden mace.
She'll use the mace to kind of poke at the arm as she telecommunicates. I found a mace. It was blocking up the water wheel thing, and there was a hand attached to it. I'm poking it now. It hasn't done anything yet.
Oh,
Did the water wheel start moving?
I can spin it, but this mace was blocking it. I'm pretty sure the thing's gonna open the door. So when everyone's ready, you just let me know.
Yeah, we found a boot with feet in it.
Gross.
Whatever happened to the people here, that seems severe. We should at least be cautious.
Wonder if they got eaten.
Well,
It would look that way.
we can either try and make the water wheel work via water. Splendor Belt might be able to help with that. Or if you just want to give it a vigorous spin, I say give it another try.
We can get going, yeah. You just gather down here when you're ready, because I don't know how fast this door is gonna close.
All right, I'm gathering down by the door.
Yeah.
We all start gathering down by the door. This would be both Dumbledork's and One Shot's first view of the big water wheel. One Shot in particular, make an investigation check.
A 19.
A 19. Looking at the sort of end that this bar comes to across the water wheel that eventually the other side hooks in the wall, you see a great stone indent, and inside a gear shape.
Okay. I would point that out to everyone. Let them know what I see.
With your investigation, your mind goes back several months to a certain stone gear that you gathered from one Gleepoma in his store.
Gleepoma?
Oh, that's right. Didn't we use that gear, though? Do I still have it? Or do we still have it?
Was it written in your inventory?
No. Maybe.
Then it might be sitting at home or somewhere else. Who knows? Maybe Gleepoma
Look.
took it again.
I have a library key and a crank. That's all I have for other possessions.
You pull out the crank, and that is the one that ends in the stone gear.
Oh, I should have added stone gear to my note, and then it would have been clear. Okay. I will point that out to everyone. I'll go, look it.
How did he get that?
Wait a second. I pull out my notebook. Is this your dungeon? Did you create this dungeon?
The things we did create in this dungeon.
It's not our dungeon, but we.
How do you have
run
the
into a lot
key
of
to progressing in a dungeon that it's your first time in?
It's a long story. It involves Gleepoma and a lot of trading.
Gleepoma trading.
Yep. Anyway, let's go. So it looks like it will fit in the wall?
Yeah, basically you have the handle and then the stick that goes up and connects to the stone gear, and placing that stone gear into the side of the water wheel connection would allow you to crank it by hand.
All right, let's give that a go.
As this happens, Grinkeeper's kind of gonna go a little shucks and kick
Right, and
stone
I
on
say,
the
I say, I
ground.
say, wait 1 second, and I cast animate object and animate my camera, and the crystals swirl around it, and they float towards you, Ko, as you start. As I'm taking shots of you doing dungeon work.
Well,
And so
before
you're
seeing the crystals and seeing Greenkeeper, Ko would step out of the range of the crystals and go, I'm not the strongest, and this is still going to require a lot of force. Greenkeeper, why don't you try
no.
and give it a go?
No, Ko, you got this. I was just kind of sad I didn't
I'm
get
just
to spin
going
the
to
big wheel.
embarrass myself. I'd
Wait.
rather not.
Oh, thanks, Ko. And then Grinkeeper will plug it in and start cranking.
I'm there kind of like looking for a good shot and taking photographicals of the dungeon action of turning a crank.
Splendorbell, roll a perception check.
Can do. Here we go. 17.
17. So you're still up on kind of above the stairs as they've all headed down. You see them, working these various things as you've been standing there with a boot in each hand. And Dumbledore ran up, sniffed the feet, and then ran down the stairs. Now the feet are gone, and you're standing there with these 2 boots in your hands, about to put them on in just your socks.
Got it.
And I yell at you, is there any name on the boot?
As he ran by.
Oh, you said that as you ran by?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a name on the boot?
Yeah, like you might label your underwear when you go to camp.
Yeah, exactly. You got to put your names on stuff when you're a Dungeoneer, or else people will take it in camp.
I will look very carefully at the soles and edges and things, trying to find a name.
All right, let's do this by chance. 98% chance you find it.
Wow.
Written on the inside, down in the sole, you see the name Zigzag.
Okay. Zigzag.
Pardon me, Zigzag? Gesundheit.
Are you, so am I near Dumbledore? He's around me?
If you went down the stairs, yes, you'd be down by him.
Okay, so I'm
We're all
not
hanging out the crank.
telling this through the Co exchange channel or anything. I'm just saying it out loud.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Like I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll just
Second
tell him.
network.
I'll say, yeah, it's Zigzag is on here.
Oh, most interesting. That's one of the adventurers that came down here and went missing. Joe Chroma. It was Joe, right? It was Joe. Oh, where's my
James Chroma
James
Cravenson.
Chroma Cravenson. James Chroma Cravenson informed me of this when I first took on your story of these passings.
So, what is okay to put on, or should I not put on because of
Of
me?
course, you should wear it, but you might not be wearing it for very long if whatever in here gets you too.
But who is this Zigzag?
He was an adventurer, such as yourselves, but was. He failed and died.
So these were his feet that fell out.
Yes.
Perhaps these are
Should
bad
we bring
luck.
them back
These...
to his family? They are the remains. Are resurrections possible in this? They'll need the body. Actually,
Yes.
we should take these. We should take these back to the guild, and you should take these back to the guild. I'm not a guild member. You're supposed to do your proper duty as guild people. I start picking up the feet and the hand, and I hand them over to Krendel.
Dumbledore, you would remember that you ran an ad just the other day for resurrection at the cost of 40,000 gold.
Oh my lord,
45,000 gold, excuse me.
that's expensive.
It's good business, man. You can make you can go to the family, say, "Have the feet of your son," or what, and if you want them back, and if you want them res, that'll be 40,000 gold, please.
Wow.
If not, I'll give them to you for 1,000, and then you can bury them.
I will make decision outside, but for now we'll carry foot and bag
Well, there's 2 feet and a hand.
and hand.
Don't forget that.
We don't know who the hand belongs to.
Excellent. So you start loading the 2 feet and the hand into the bag. You've got the boots in your hands, and you've descended down the steps. And as you do, Dumbledore turns back to the party and starts taking pictures of Grinkeeper, who is working the great wheel by the crank now, and it's going beep, beep, and he's taking all these pictures, and big flashes of light are coming out of his camera, and the light illuminates the room. And as everyone's kind of focused on the wheel in the corner, it catches the light of one of these ropes nearby, in particular, the one out in front of you here. And as your eyes travel up the rope, you see something shift at the top, and the rope kind of gives a little bit of a wiggle.
Oh no,
As
it's
it
a
does.
roper. Shit.
A roper. Like Mr. and
think
Mrs.
so,
Roper,
or-
Jack Tripper's neighbors.
Well, at the very least, it's like the Half-Life guys that hang off the ceiling. A roper, like maybe not a roper, but something along those lines. All right. Do I see in the flash the creatures upon the ceiling?
You're busy taking the pictures right now. This would be
Shit.
Splendorbelt who sees this little shift on one of the ropes, the one hanging out by One Shot Co.
Do I know what I see? Do I have an idea?
Yeah, it looked slightly like a pale white crab, but it seems to be up in one of these recesses in the ceiling.
For expediency's sake, I would rush that thought over the 5G code network and let him know what I think I just saw.
Oh, I immediately stopped taking photos and look up the ceiling. I can't see anything, of course, right? 'Cause
Getting
way
the
flash
message,
illuminated.
Ko is going to take a step further away and just kind of duck around this corner here.
And
And
these
relay it to
ropes?
everybody else.
Are these ropes marked by the gray?
Yes, each one of these ropes
Yeah.
is marked on here by one of these gray symbols. So in total, there are 8 ropes throughout the room, 2 in the lower area and 6 in the upper. Your light spell sheds in a 40-foot radius out, and the ceiling is some 60 feet above, and then the
Yeah.
additional recess.
Yeah. Splendorbelt, can you give me back one of the legs?
Yes, and I'll pull a leg out and hand it to him.
All right,
Well, they're
and
just
I-
feet, but you get handed a
Or
foot,
feet,
a hairy
yeah.
foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hairy foot.
And so I want to take one of the foot and like see if I like tempt one of the ropes with this. See if it'll grab it and eat it just to confirm danger.
So you walk over with the foot and kind of just wiggle it into the rope.
Yeah.
Bait.
So you walk over with the foot, you kind of give it a little, and it's sticky. And immediately the foot starts inching upwards.
Okay. I watch it recede into the darkness.
It recedes in the darkness of the ceiling. And
Oh,
you hear
I don't just watch it. I take a picture, by the way. I take a photographical of it, and hopefully the flash will get the full action shot.
Cool. As you're not able to see during the flash at your location, you don't see exactly what you photographed, but it does climb. The foot slowly raises to the ceiling, disappears in the darkness in some recess, and you hear a...
This is delightful. If this photographical turns out very well, it could make the cover of the daily quest this month.
Greenkeeper?
What a horror!
You were in the middle of turning a great crank. Would you like to make your athletics check?
A 12.
A 12? All right, you start... And you get it going, but it's not really going that fast. And it... And you've got it, in momentum. And the gears are turning, and little sparks are flying from the gears over on the wall. But the grand door just kind of... ups about like a centimeter or two and keeps kind of bouncing.
And then over the psychic network, I say, "Wait, I've had a thought. I don't think the creature that made those droppings are the creatures on the ceiling. Are they? Could they be? Like positionally, were they underneath where the tongues were?
If you're thinking about earlier, yes, you were investigating this rope here that was above the
Okay.
rocks, and it was all over the rocks beneath the rope.
Okay. Never mind. I say that everyone over the network.
Splendorbelt, why don't we see if we can help the wheel move? Do you think you could conjure water down this channel and help move the water wheel?
Yes, this is good idea.
What
And,
kind of reporter do you think I am? I don't conjure water.
Not you, me. He says Splendorbelt.
Splendorbelt.
He's no.
That's Splendorbelt right there.
I
Okay,
would.
I think I heard. I think when you said Splendorbelt, I heard Dumbledore.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's all good.
That's a bow problem.
All right. Well, I will conjure. I will create water at level 1 because I don't think we need anything else.
Where do you do it?
Over the well, I guess. Right? If you're trying to create movement, Isn't that what we do? Or I mean, not over the well, but over the wheel, so that the wheel gets.
Well, this funnels water down into the path, so you could either conjure it on the path, on the wheel, or down the funnel.
I'd do it down the funnel for momentum because gravity's going to pull the water and create more pressure. So I would come up top, over this hole. Here, chat, you guys can see it. And from there, I would conjure that water and sloosh it down there in one giant thing of water to create a bunch of pressure.
I'll take a photographical of this action magic shot.
Sweet.
Grinkeeper lets go of the handle.
And a great torrent of water descends via your spell. Make sure to expend the spell. And slooshes down and kind of spirals in like a great drain and shoots down the track. And gives the wheel a great... And as the water pushes through it, it pushes down beyond, and the door begins to open upwards. The water splashes underneath the door. You can hear it kind of descending down and splashing into an area. The gears on the wall spark and turn, and the door rises up and stops at about 5 feet high. The water ends as it washes out. It's not a great torrent. It's one big thing of water that then drained out and has now made its way through. So eventually the wheel stops spinning. However, the door stops at 5 feet high, not going full to the ceiling yet, but still active.
Everybody through.
Yeah. Does it seem like we can take that handle without this whole thing falling apart? Like almost like the handle's like a key. Can we continue to take the handle and the gear?
Yeah, you're
with
able to
us?
walk over and just kind of, add out of the stone and maintain your crank.
I'd have Grinkeeper grab it. I'd just, say don't forget the handle.
Oh yeah, thanks. And it'll go into the bag of holding.
And then Ko would just sort of slip under the door. Oh, I have been very successful. I can no longer see my token.
And that's where we'll take our break.
Perfect.
Ooh.
All right, we'll be right back.
Second breakfast, finally.
Yeah, finally. Take 8 or so, everybody. Go pee. Whatever it is you need to do. And we'll be back in a sec. Stay tuned. Pause the video. And when John arrives back, we will get started.
Get started.
Yeah, my alarm went off, fire alarm, because somebody was cooking something, and it's so sensitive.
Oh, it was like beep 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 beep.
It was like something small too. It was like some eggs or something, and this thing just went off. And I'm like, "What is going on?" And they were up there with the doors open, like trying to wave it quiet. We got to get it changed out or something. All right, I think we're ready. John, welcome back. He's cute. I would babysit him if I lived in Phoenix. All right, let's see. I think we got everything. Let's start recording the second half. All right, we're back, everybody. Kyle, pick it up where we left off.
All right. Ko One-Shot is eager and presses through under the door and jumps down about 5 feet as the last of Splinter Belt's water kind of tumbles over the edge in a small waterfall and continues down a channel, leading towards the center of a cavernous room. Now, I've added edges to this room on the map so you can see that your sight goes beyond these areas. This is just what your immediate sight would show. But the water kind of pools in the center and grows a little deep. From this angle, you can still see the bottom in here as your light heads across the room. It's about, at its deepest point, 5 feet. In the channel itself, it's about a foot deep, and then kind of a foot deep off on the edges. So that's what the dark area in the center is denoting. But the cavern goes left, right, divides into 4 up ahead. And already you can see several objects and things throughout the room. One-Shot with your advanced perception and your dark vision goggles, you're able to see immediately that floating in the center of the water is a humanoid figure, face down.
Uh-oh. Is he missing feet or a hand?
You're not sure because they're doing the buoyancy, so it's all back right now.
Okay.
Off to the left. You see what looks like for lack of a better sight, it looks like a crumbled up bit of aluminum foil, like you finished a burrito, so you made it into a tube and you squeezed it a lot. So you got your aluminum foil leftovers that have been squeezed. That'd be this one here that you're viewing from a distance. And then back over here is a bit beyond your light at the moment. But you see something catching a little bit of that Grinkeeper blade and the drift globe as you all enter. Splendorbelt, you were up conjuring the water into the great funnel. Did you descend with everybody down the hole?
Yeah, I would have finished that up and then come down with everybody.
And did you equip your boots?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Those are on. I'd have finished putting those on before I went up to do the water. And I'm now down where everyone is.
As they are magical boots, as you slide them in, your toes kind of hit the ends, and you're like, oh no, and then it kind of and grows into boots of your size. Grinkeeper, you had a golden mace. What did you do with that golden mace?
Put it in the bag of holding.
Okay, so pocketed it for now. Perfect. All right, so this is where we find ourselves on the edge of this room that we are just starting to bathe in light.
Grinkeeper will slowly move forward to the edge of the pool.
Excellent. The cavern here seems even more unworked before. The previous room with its ceiling and its recesses, but it still had the staircase, it still had the water wheel, it still had the gears on the wall to work this great door behind you that is still only at 5 feet high. So 5 foot up and then only 5 foot gap to get back. Here it's just straight wet cavern, and there are small molds and little fungusy type purple flowers and mist that kind of cover the walls here, giving it a bit of a deeper, darker feel. Dumbledore, they have all made their way through the hole. Do you join them?
I'm going to hold back because I'm here in a reporting capacity. My first mission is to note what's happened. I have my photographical machine still poised at the ready to capture action shots. So, I'm helping. But, it's up to them to solve the adventure. So I'm going to stand back. I'm going to look around for danger, but I don't think I can see that far out, right?
Your light would be going 40 feet, so currently you would be able to see it about where Grinkeeper is, kind of this range here.
Okay.
The dark vision folk have started seeing a bit beyond that.
All right, so I will stay near the entrance, next to one shot, and I'll whisper to Ko, psychically, I suppose. Proceed carefully, but make sure you're out in the open so I can get a good shot. I'll make you look cool.
Ko just thinks back at him. Yeah, that's not really how I work. And he will slip forward around the bend and then begin sneaking into the shadows to hopefully disappear a bit.
I'll sigh with exasperation and I'll follow, hit behind him.
Make your stealth check, Ko.
Yeah, Ko's gonna definitely try to lose him if the stealth check is good enough. Oh, it might not be. 16 is the best. 16?
Okay. Well, you're under his... Well, let's say, actually, it might be... We were looking at something else. His passive perception's 14. So if you want to roll a perception, Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch, you might lose Ko otherwise.
I've got to roll a perception-y roll. Okay. 9.
9? All right. Ko is around the corner and disappeared into shadows.
Poof.
All right, I will turn my attention to Grinkeeper.
With an audible boo.
I will turn my attention to Grinkeeper, who's standing in the center of the room and likely to be a monster bait. So good for a good shot.
All right. Splendorbelt, you are currently back in the room still watching onward?
Yeah, I'm with everybody. I wouldn't be doing anything in particular other than, kind of keep an eye on where Grinkeeper's headed, and knowing that she kind of goes all in, I would probably just try to make sure I'm there to be backup whenever that happens.
All right, Grinkeeper, you approach the body floating in the water.
She'll then start walking around the pool and kind of peering into the different recesses in the cave.
Still lit by your dagger?
Yes, and she'll be going counterclockwise. Now, question: the size of the weapon doesn't matter in terms of radius, correct? It's still just 15 feet, I believe, regardless.
Correct. Just 15 feet of dim light, regardless of what size.
Cool.
So you start circling the area. Do you want to make a perception or investigation check there?
I have an idea.
Do perception.
Okay.
An 8.
An 8. All right. You can't. Something. It was humanoid at some point. Yep. That's human in there, or something humanoid. Raisin bunch of raisin bunch.
Right. So while she's doing this, I have an idea. I'd like to examine the room for any flora.
Okay.
Underground flora, maybe mushroom. Well, I don't know if mushrooms count, but I would like
nature.
to see if I can't find any in the dark here. Nature. All right, 16.
16. So you start looking at the walls and noting and looking about. You've had some experience in adventuring. You don't see any of the molds that might lead to things like dangerous fungi or more deadly, even the gas spores. Nothing like that really comes to mind. But as you kind of walk around the edges here and you take a look at the area you're standing, you start seeing a pattern in the wall where the funguses and various mosses that grow here in this damp, dark underground cave give way. And as you're only, like 3 feet high? How tall are you?
3.5 feet.
So you see this great kind of opening where it seems like the funguses haven't grown in kind of this long diamond shape. And you take a step back. And as you back up, you notice that there's 3 of them together. And it makes the symbol of a great claw mark across the wall.
Okay.
It's about 4 feet long, and each claw is about 6 inches wide.
I'd like to cast Speak with Plants, please.
Okay.
Whoa. I'm nervous.
I'll go in. Hang on, what do I have to do to cast this here? It's self, verbal, somatic. So I make a few hand gestures. And I go, Indristum Bilak Estin Shilok. And I will, my lips, a little like a green like glow will emanate from my lips, like I'm wearing like neon lipstick, almost kind of like this sort of green glow to my lips.
Yeah.
And I will pet the moss tenderly, and I will say in plant language, "Why, little plants, why haven't you grown in these parts where there are claw marks?"
Is there only one plant language, or is there a number of dialects? Is there just the one? How's that work?
Well, this particular spell kind of imbues them to translate their words at their level of intelligence. So they're not necessarily speaking. They're magically enchanted to be received.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
So, imbue plants with limited sentience and animation. So the actual moss will animate in a way unlike moss as a result of it. I can question the plants about what the past day, getting information about creatures that have passed, whether in other circumstances. I can also turn difficult terrain into easy terrain if that's an issue. They can potentially perform tasks on my behalf. It doesn't enable them to uproot themselves and move about, but I can get them to move branches and stuff.
Cool.
It's as if it's a shared common language. Yeah.
So as you speak at the wall, it kind of and the moss kind of bunches into a pile and then recesses inward to make it kind of, for lack of a better phrase, a Jim Henson-y style pile of plant. And it blinks its eyes wearily.
I don't know why all of that stuff works for me so easily. Like all of your comparisons, I feel like I've been seen when you brought up the burrito rolled up real tight after you're done with it with the wrapper. I do that every time. I don't get it. I don't know how you know this about all of us. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Why have you awakened me?
Well, Mr. Plantman,
Ah,
I have some questions. My friends and I are in grave danger, and we need your assistance.
I've been scratched. It hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll stop. Is there any way I can tenderly pet you, Mr. Moss?
Oh, the pets are nice.
Mr.
All right,
Moss.
then I will continue petting the moss
Ah,
tenderly.
ah.
What, Mr. Moss? What has made these claw marks? They must have hurt, no? Or your moss won't grow?
My moss.
This sounds like the guy that wants to make a deal with me. The mobster guy. A little bit.
But if he was a patch of moss.
Yeah.
A great long beast.
You know what I'll do? I gotta turn the drift globe off, just because maybe this direct light's a little intense for Mr. Moss.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I like the dark.
Lost got creepy in
Clip,
the
clip that, Scott. Can you mark that? That's a new sound clip. I
Yeah.
like the dark.
Oh, it's marked. It is absolutely marked.
We'll use that encore.
That was really good.
Sorry, you were saying, Mr. Moss, about the claw marks. They hurt you so. What creature did this to you?
Great long. I don't remember so well. It was more than a day ago.
Damn it, that's the limits of this spell. Damn bureaucracy. Is there anything else you can tell me about what it's like to be a patch of moss here in this beautiful cave?
It's mostly delightful. I enjoy eating minerals off the rock.
And he continues to interview the pile of moss on the wall.
I'm taking notes, by the way, as he does this.
Grinkeeper is circling the pool. Is there? Did you rolled a 8 perception or so on that? Have you advanced anything on your angle?
She's still walking around. She should be at the top of the pool now. She's looking at the pool. She's also looking down the hallways that are there.
And
Excellent.
I
I will-
be just sort of following her doing that, by the way.
Chat room says patch of moss is the new Bok Bok.
Don't tempt me. I'll draw him. I'll draw a patch of moss.
All right. I have revealed a bit more of the map as Splendorbelt and Grinkeeper have walked about. Particularly Splendorbelt would be able to see out that far with his dark vision. Ko, you have been sneaking. And
Yep, Okay, go ahead.
And your sneaky path along the wall has brought you alongside the burrito-y mass.
Yeah, let's check that out. Let's see what that is.
Investigation check.
A 26.
Looking down at it, you can see it quite clearly now with your goggles. A little bursted at the edges, if you know what I mean. A man in full plate armor was squeezed greatly and has collapsed inward on himself, forming this long tube of steel.
Ooh,
It's a plate mail burrito.
that's rough.
Yeah, that is rough.
You see underneath him a shield, still intact.
See if I can try and as quietly as possible snag that shield.
We can maintain your previous stealth if you'd like to do a sleight of hand instead, or you can roll stealth.
Do a sleight of hand. Let's roll. Let's see how it goes. 24.
24. You kind of roll him off his shield as he very quietly into the dust here in the cavern floor and sort of tips to the edge, kind of sounding like a kicked can, but it doesn't echo out too far. And you pull forth a shield, a large kind of kite shield with the curves at the top bringing down. It has steel along the edges and rivets, and in the center, kind of a wooden face to it, though the whole back is metal. In it, upon it, you see written on the back, number 87, and on the front is a picture of a sheep with a shepherding stick.
Okay, Ko would think that was odd, but he would slip it into his bag of holding to investigate at a later time.
Yep. Slide the shield down into your bag.
And then I would just continue, I would kind of continue to creep around the circumference of the room.
All right. You continue to make your way back. Do you head down one of these tunnels? Or do you stick to the main room where everyone's kind of hanging out?
I'd probably note it, but knowing how loud my companions can be, I would probably not want them out of my sight. So I would probably cut across and get to a spot where I could feel like I could hide, but keep an eye on everybody at the same time.
As you cut across the area there, you step and you see kind of a line of rocks that's dividing about 5 feet up in these cavernous tubes, which are 30 feet by some 40 feet up to the ceiling. You spy for but a moment, though, out of the corner of your eye, a great mass of brown something back there. And then proceed to the rest of the group. We return to Dumbledore, who is... Are you still interviewing the moss?
Am I aware at all of what Ko was up to with the burrito body?
No one was aware of that.
Okay. All right. Since he hasn't seen the creature within a day, and my purpose in really speaking with him was to get some clues about the creature. I think it's time for the interview to come to an end. So we'll say I asked some questions, just some interview questions for the story. And then I will take my glowing green lips and I will gently kiss the patch of moss, and then say, "Goodbye, sweet moss," and then end the spell.
That's nice. It was nice meeting you.
Oh my lord!
Be careful. It's dangerous in here.
Meeting you was my pleasure, Mr. Moss. Thank you for answering my questions.
He dispels and slides back across the wall.
Oh, that was a lovely piece of moss. And I will continue. So, did I ever see this body? Like this burrito thing? Do I know it's a body? Like, am I...
Everyone would know it's there, at least as you made your way into the center of the room here, and you would all be aware of the something pile that's also down this tunnel here. But currently, you have joined Splendorbelt and Grinkeeper, who are circling the pool in the center.
Right. Well, I'd like to examine the body, examine the plate mail burrito, to see if it has a mouth and a face left, or if it's completely ground beef.
Okay. You head over to it and make a medicine check.
Yeah, this is fun. Where's my medicine? 12.
12? Well, it has a mouth. It's not entirely intact, but there are teeth.
Good enough to speak with?
Perhaps.
All right. I'm going to cast Speak with Dead.
Oh, nice.
All right. So I have burning incense. Well, I just use my loot. So I walk up to the corpse and I go. I take out my loot and I strike a note, and I say a few magic words. Tuktum actum beacum bow, schmeekin schmackin schmickin schmo, and then I try to animate the corpse of the dead with which to have him answer questions. I can ask him up to 5 questions. It animates the life. It only can answer only knows what it knows in life.
Cool. So while that happens, one shot, you were sneaking along. Do you do anything?
No, I'm in a pretty good position to watch everybody, so I'm just gonna hide. Just do the best I can to conceal myself.
Okay, Grinkeeper, Splendorbelt, do you want to do anything while this interview takes place?
She's just gonna keep walking around.
I would be attentively listening to this because this seems like some dark business, bringing this thing back to life. So I would be very focused on listening to this interview.
The burrito gives a shake as it kind of.
Awesome.
Jeez.
That was awesome.
The floor is yours.
I only have 5 questions. Hello, Mr. Burrito Man. How came you to be dead?
Great squeeze.
And what creature gave you this great squeeze?
Let me roll intelligence for the. Okay.
A bear.
A bear?
Would you like that to be your third question?
I think it's a card late. So, oops, yes, it's the third question.
B. E. H. I.
It's the ghost of Randy Savage.
BHIR.
I'm gonna snap into a Slim Jim at one point there.
Are there any interesting details about the beer you can tell me about?
Number here. It crawls. It snaps. It fried my friend in the water.
And
One question left.
and final question, Mr. Plate Mail Burrito Man. Do you know if this Bahir has any weaknesses that you only figured out after death?
It is immune to lightning.
This is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, it's so good.
And it ends.
I imagine it was gross. Like, he probably didn't have any eyeballs, right? It was just a mouth and twisted flesh. Or
Yeah,
something like
it was a
that?
twisted mouth of teeth, jagged and pointing different directions that managed to produce a sound.
Did everyone hear that? Probably echoed throughout the cave, right?
Oh yes, no, he was not told to be quiet or anything like that, or asked to be quiet.
yeah, for sure.
Everyone can make nature checks, history checks, or anything sort of knowledge checks if they wish after hearing the name Bahir.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a religion check, just to see
Sure.
if that's got any religious significance, or if I know it does. That would be a 13 is all. Can't roll today.
No, I got a 7 on my survival.
I got a 9 on history. So
Okay.
Grinkeeper's seen pictures of bears and she doesn't care. She'll grapple it if she has to.
seen a bear.
Yeah, she ain't
Very
rolling
good.
anything but that bear.
You all coerce amongst yourselves a little bit. The name sounds slightly familiar to you, Ko. You don't really remember where or why you may have heard that name before. Splendorbelt, you seem to remember something about perhaps Proudface or Radiant Lance, one of the sort of legendary clerics paladins of this town. May have had something to do with the Bahir, but you're not sure either.
Okay. But I'm... No indication. Nothing more about like lightning resistance or anything, or immunity, or anything else about lightning.
You could do a nature check or something like that, but your religion would only tell you stories you may have heard at the parish and the church.
All right, let's do a quick nature check. I don't have any special ability here, but a 3.
That's on your brain. We all heard it over the psychic network.
A little as the smoke runs out.
Damn it! All right.
Yeah.
I want to know what a behavior is.
Well, everyone, should we have a little powwow?
If we're gonna go pal this monster, I'm getting bored.
Well, we should plan a bit of an approach. We know there's a hostile monster in here. We should
Do you
think
know
about
which
how
direction it is?
Not quite, but
here.
we can come
Well,
up
then
with
how
a.
are we gonna know how to approach it?
But here.
Well, we need to prepare. It's almost lunchtime as well. I have to
But
have
here.
a snack.
Sorry.
We could...
It's repeating Bahir, and it's not supposed to. Sorry.
Krendel, your brain is open. This will allow me to eat a little bit of lunch, so I'll be prepared to take great photographs of you. Photographicals of you, excuse me. And then we can plan an approach. Or do you guys not do planning? Perhaps that's your way. Don't let me dictate
Best
terms
approach
here.
I got is to pick a tunnel, and I'm gonna start walking. Give me a good reason not to, because here I go.
All right. Seeing her do that, I want to quickly reach into my duffel bag for a ration.
Okay.
Try to eat it, then pick up my duffel bag and bring my camera along and follow her down. She's the bait, so she'll be the best to photograph for an action shot.
Excellent. So is everyone following here past the pool where the body still floats?
Yeah. Did anyone try for the shield? Or no?
I took it.
Oh, you took
Yes.
it. Okay. Couldn't remember who did
Yeah.
that.
Go, you had a thought as you were part of the group. Are you like Batmaning in the rafters here, or are you actually participating with everybody?
I am 100% just lurking in the shadows watching
Okay.
these guys be loud.
So you guys have no idea where Ko is, but he's literally right behind you.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
All right, Grinkeeper, you start heading down the tunnel, and you see a wall and a left and a right as you start walking around some big rocks.
She'll walk up and start taking the left.
All right. You head down the tunnel, and you turn to make a left. And as you do, you reveal several things. You see the tunnel continue onward. Right in front of you is a mass of stone in the crude formation of a man. But it's still, perfectly still, bent over and split at the shoulder down to the chest. Rocks have poured out of its chest and back onto the floor all around. And sticking out of it is a foot-by-foot blue crystal inside.
I take a photographical of this right away because her standing with her back and then the big rock man, like it's just like it belongs on the cover of a Dungeons and Dragons adventure or some publication. It's snapped, done.
Beep, goes out and lights the whole area. Beyond this, as the light flashes out, beyond you see a small alcove into darkness that goes slightly downward. That would be this area to the right of you now. And beyond that, and you can smell it from a distance, a great pile of smelly brown something.
Great.
Feces, my favorite.
Do you have a spell
Get
to
in there,
interview?
Dumbledore.
Yeah, can you interview poop or is it just plants?
No. It's well.
I would pay for an
Are
interview.
you just asking me this? I don't have Speak with Pooh as a spell.
I wish you had Speak with Pooh. That'd be amazing.
I can animate items though. I could probably turn it into Mr. Hanky or something like that.
Bad idea. I want you to talk to him. I don't know why.
He's like, that's not what
I know why. I want to hear what Kyle's vocalization is for a piece of poo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want.
Greenkeeper, you're leading the way. We're all here in this, right? Ko's just in the shadows, but everybody is in this group in front of the stone man of some 10 feet tall.
Grinkeeper will grab the stone, put it in her bag of holding, and then keep going forward. Not to the poo, but to the dark area that's going downward.
So you clamber up the side, kind of putting a foot on the knee, and as you do, you reach down into the hole that was in its chest and pull out this blue crystal. And the crystal has a flat bottom to it and a jagged top.
I think we might have found that first room's crystal.
Is it?
Where did they find it, though?
How do you get it out of? Is it jam? It's like sealed in there, kind of, right? Like part of him.
No, and in fact, particularly of Raisin Bunch, with your passive investigation of 22, you see the signs of battle all around this thing and the many indentations of burns and weapon marks that meant that this was slain by one of the previous adventuring parties, a stone golem.
So it's already defeated. So what we have to, what you have to defeat down here is stronger than the stone golem? It appears to be dead.
Oh, I thought it was part of the old adventuring party.
Oh, is that possible?
Maybe they had one fighting with him. Possible.
Yeah, I'm just Grinkeeper's dumb as rocks. She totally thought it was someone who was part of the party and then got a crystal shoved into him and turned to stone and died or something.
If I had to guess, perhaps that crystal has something to do with the riddle at the beginning of the dungeon.
But
Do you think so,
why would
Evelyn?
it be back here?
What was
Because
the...
wouldn't you need it at the start?
Well, perhaps the stone golem was the part of the original dungeon, and something more stronger took over, and it's just lying here now, and everyone who enters in here dies. I assume we'll be next on the death list if we don't find a way out. We should take this crystal.
I mean, sure, we could die next. That's possible.
Make sure it is not trapped. Check for traps.
She's already
crystal
grabbed
is-
it and put it in her bag.
Oh, shit.
So we're walking toward the hole going downward.
Yeah, so Grinkeeper has climbed up the statue and is now going back to this recess here.
Yeah, I forget that she's just all in. It doesn't matter. There's no, like, waiting to see if there are traps. Just jam it in your bag.
She's dumb as rocks. Her wisdom and intelligence are not... No, they're not good.
Well, she's getting shit done. That's what matters.
Well, I'm going to go approach the feces.
All right. Dumbledwark of Raisin Bunch approaches the feces. Please move your tokens where they now are. Grab yourself and locate yourself.
I will stroke my beard. I will peer in, and I'll take a smell.
All right. Do your nature check or perception or whatever you would like. Grinkeeper, Splendorbill, are you making any checks in the alcove you are now in?
I would do it. I
Maybe
would
a
do
6
it.
for perception, thank you.
Yeah, I'll do an. Oh, geez, I'll do an insight check. To see if I have any insight about anything we're seeing. Because I like insight and I have +7 to it.
Okay.
So here
okay.
goes. 17.
I got a 20 on my
Nat 20?
that nature check.
Okay.
No,
so
just a 20.
cool. So insight is used to more decide what a creature's intentions are or predict someone's next move, see if somebody's lying or something like that. But all the same, you kind of look about this alcove and you can see bits of cloth and moss have been gathered up, and they're all sort of gathered in a circle, and it kind of strikes you that this looks kind of cozy. If you were a big something, you might take a nap in here. Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that's ominous. That means whatever is here might be sleeping nearby. I'd share that
Dumbledore,
with
what'd you
everybody.
get?
20.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go for it, Scott.
No, I just said I was gonna. I'd inform everybody of my sense of the place.
Grinkeeper, it's a hole. You have no idea. Nothing to add to Splendorbeld's thoughts.
Grinkeeper will nod, looking like she's got something going on up in her head, but there's nothing there, and then she'll walk out and start heading back so she can go right instead of left.
Code, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, because just watching these people
Chuckle
flutter
heads.
around in the dark. I'm keeping my eyes open and senses open to see. I'm kind of watching the rear. They're all being very loud and noticeable, so making sure nothing's sneaking up on them.
Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch.
Yes?
It was a nature?
Nature check, yes.
All right.
20.
Oh, pungent. Oh, carnivorous. But kind of a burnt smell to it, a sort of energy in the air.
Fresh?
Quite. In fact, as most creatures of any sort of intelligence do, and you would expect that as it has gathered all its bits in one corner, it's at least as smart as any beast would be. This is its particular pile, as to not spread it up across its cavern.
Yes, some sentience there. But you said there was an energy to it?
A sort of burn, a sort of tinge in the air.
I'm not getting any magic hints, right?
Not particularly.
All right, well, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on the giant pile of poo.
Okay.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Detect magical poo.
Yep.
So, I will lectum, tectum, detectum, and I will cast.
We don't know if it's
I'll
actually
cast
poo
the-
yet, do we? We don't know if it's poo. We think it's poo, but we
It
don't know.
smells like poo, right?
It's poo. It's shaped like poo. It's
Or
poo.
It quacks like poo. Must.
I
be
mean,
a
you
poo.
can join him. You're currently back in the comfy cave. Would you like to join him at the poo?
Yeah. You know what? My poo curiosity as a cleric has peaked. I'm going to come out and look at the poo.
But here.
Shut
All
up.
right.
This thing played again. Sorry. All right. I'm going to come out there and let me move my dude and be by the poo.
Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch, you invade the fecal matter with your senses. And you sense a small, round, no bigger than a inch, circular, magical something, just about an inch down. If you're looking at the poo pile, it's about 5 feet tall, and at about the 3-foot mark, there's a magical something, and you know it's there if you just reach on in.
I sigh heavily, take out a cigar, strike a flint to light it up. Then I start rolling up my sleeves, just like farmer style. Just unbutton the thing, roll them up. I take my hat off, I put it on top of my duffel bag, and I, Jeff Goldblum style. Is Jeff Gold? Is he the one that reaches in the poo in Jurassic Park?
No,
Sam Neill
he
style.
just observes and offers commentary.
Yeah.
Sam
What's her
Neill
name
style.
does
I
it?
just
I think
plunge
it's Laura
my hand.
Dern, right?
Yeah. Laura Dern
Laura
puts her
Dern.
hand
Oh.
in there, and she's like really into
Oh,
it. And,
look at me, a misogynist. Laura Dern style. I put my hand right down deep into the poo, looking for this magical thing.
Well,
And I'm puffing on my cigar as I do it, like to cut the smell. Like I can smell cigar instead of poo.
So you reach down and you grab a metal something. Feels like maybe a bolt or a small circular object.
Mm-hmm. Does
You
it
pull
hurt
it out?
my hand? I pull it. Yeah, I mean, I test it first to see if there's maybe it's not a trap and it doesn't have anything attached to it or anything. Like it's okay.
It's attached to something. It's wiggling like it's around a hot dog or something.
Okay. It's wiggling like it's around a hot dog. Oh, maybe it's a finger. All right, I'll just take. I'll pull harder on the finger.
You pull the finger and a whole hand comes out with an arm, and you hear a hey, don't do that.
I don't know.
I'll stop immediately, and I'll go. We got a live one here.
About 4 inches up on the pile of poo, 2 eyes open up, and the mouth moving kind of causes some to drop down.
All right, I'll take my cigarette, and with the other hand, I'll take my cigar out of the mouth, and I'll offer it to the mouth in there.
That's great.
You might need this.
You all need to be real quiet. I ain't taking that.
Suit yourself.
And the eyes
and
look
I
back.
shake. Nice to meet you. And I shake his hand inside the poo.
No. And he kind of slides his hand out of yours, leaving the residue, and descends it back and kind of gives it a wiggle so it descends in. And he looks between you and Splendorbolt. No,
So this isn't sentient poo. It's clearly a man in the poo, right?
there's a man in the poo.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all should get in here before it finds us.
What
As he says that too, I'm like, I bring my photographical and take a picture.
You gotta get a shot of Pooh Man. Why not? Pooh Man group.
Hello, I'm Dumbledore Raisin Bunch of the Daily Quest newspaper publication. Your photo's gonna be in the newspaper, son. Congratulations.
No. This is the only place that's safe in here. I'm gonna stay right here.
All right.
You all better leave or get in here quick.
I'm inciting that. I want to see if he speaks true.
Okay. Grinkeeper, during this roll, you've headed off.
Oh yeah, she's going down the right side instead of the left, and she's kind of humming to herself now. She's pretending to pay attention to where she's going, but nothing's really sticking.
29.
On insight?
Yeah.
Damn.
He's not lying. He wants you in the poo.
Yeah. I'll turn to Krendel. I'll be like, I think it might be a good idea if we follow this man's suggestion. Perhaps we can ambush whatever it is that's in here, the Bahir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Before
sure,
I cover
sure,
myself in poo, I would like to know why. Can you say quickly why? Why do we need to be in the poo?
Oh, it sounds like what's dangerous here. Oh, sorry. Would you like to speak, Mr. Pooh
Yeah,
Man?
Pooh
What's
Man.
your name, by the way?
My name, they call me Iron Monkey. Call me Iron Monkey. I'm a monk. And a monkey monk, Good at the punches and the fisting, but now I'm hiding now from the beast.
Well,
Beast that got them all.
This man has a good idea. We can ambush whatever it is from the poo. When he goes defecating, we can get him.
Sure.
In the shitter.
But
Sure,
what-
we'll wait a long time, but my friends will show up too in this pile eventually.
How often
Fish-
does it poo?
Been here for one drop-in. I hid in it as soon as I saw it, and I waited through the last movement.
You think
it's
he'll be
vision.
here soon? You think he'll be
vision.
here?
Yeah, if it's been eaten. Did it eat any of y'alls?
No, we haven't encountered it yet. Can you tell us any hints you have to defeat it?
It's ain't got the best sight in the world. It's based on movement, but it sees through the smell. And in here I'm invisible.
Fantastic idea. And so I'll take the duffel bag and toss it near the poo, but not in it. And I'll have I want the camera to float somewhere where we can get a good shot, like maybe above the poo, but it's inanimate object, so hopefully the monster doesn't detect it. And I'll I'll put my hand out and I'll start taking globs of feces and I'll start rubbing it on my body, just rubbing myself down. If we rub ourselves with the poo, if it detects by smell, a natural scent will not be detectable. This will be, Ko, come here. You're the sneaky one. You should do this too.
He hollers across the cavern, not knowing where Ko is.
You get just a mental message back. No, I'm good.
right, I get
am
into the
also
poo.
not. I am also good. You go ahead. I'm just watching this. I am not covering myself in poo.
Wait, before I get into the poo, I see everyone's being like a princess here. Why are you? I thought you were adventurers. Why are you being so weak and scared of some feces?
If there is no real reason to be covered in poo, I always say don't. So you'll find out for us. If there's good reason to be in poo, you will find out, and then we can do it. But right now,
I take out my notepad and I note the cowardice of the party.
Perfect. Pause this for a moment. Ko, have you communicated telepathically? Have you moved?
No, Ko is still there because it gives him vision on everybody at the moment.
Okay, Greenkeeper, you're walking around to that final passage around the
Yes.
side. And as you turn the corner, even in your Greenkeeper-like perceptions, you hear a great
Grinkeeper.
slopping.
Grinkeeper gets excited, and she'll yell back, "Guys, I found it!
The slopping immediately stops.
I think it hurt me! Oh, all right, I'm gonna back up. Here I come."
What you thought was a stone nearby. Pardon me, I'm doing map stuff. What you thought was a stone nearby, you can see it a little bit there, is actually a long tail, and it lights an electric blue and slithers around the corner.
slithers
Slithers.
like a snake. Slithers.
Yeah,
Only
it's slithering.
Greenkeeper.
Grinkeeper runs back over. Yeah, it's slithering. Runs right past Ko, who goes undetected. You see Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch covered in poo.
That's disgusting. Why?
It's to throw off the scent.
What?
We create scents with our body, but if we cover ourselves with poo, a scent-oriented creature has a hard time finding us. Like dogs are scent-oriented; they see in the dimension of scent.
Gosh. Ah.
You best get in here.
And then
little
I
lady.
take the cigar, and I offer a cigar puff to her. This will help endure the smell.
Oh, you sure this is a good idea?
Yeah, it's a real good idea.
Who
It's
are
It's the only way I've made it this far.
What?
Pooh guy's really
Ugh.
excited.
Listen, if we're gonna move, we better move.
All right, I continue putting feces all over myself.
Oh, Greenkeeper will look at the cigar and she'll smell it. Big inhale, and then she'll put a finger in there.
No.
Like, football little
All
around
right,
the
seeing her
cheese
trying, I'm
going.
gonna help. I'm gonna aid her, and I'll take big clumps and start packing it on her armor and just putting the poo on.
God, oh God. Well, it's back there when we're ready. Oh.
Now I have a plan, Evelyn. I say that we lure it here by making noise, but hide in the poo, and then it'll have to go to the bathroom, and then we'll stab it in the butt. What do you think of that?
I'll stab it in the face. You guys can stab it in the butt. It at
Okay,
least
well that's what
deserves a fight.
that's the rogue specialty. Tell your friend Ko that he should join us.
You got the phone with him? I mean, you have phone. You tell him.
I'm not the leader of this party. I don't want to get involved in telling people what to do. I just think it's a good idea.
Well,
Okay.
the important thing is you go ahead and poo. I am going to find Ko, and I walk away from this nightmare.
All right, roll a perception check.
Okay.
This nightmare.
Grinkeeper, are you getting in the
16.
pile?
She will not get in the pile. That's a bridge too far in
Okay.
terms of her pride.
I'm gonna get into the pile.
Okay. Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch climbs in the pile with Iron Monkey. Yeah, good. Stay real still now. Real good. Like that.
Who are you?
This reminds me of the Great Battle of Legs End.
Oh yeah,
We had to sit in shit for 10 days.
10 days, huh? It's been 4 for me. I'm exhausted.
It's okay. This kind of thing will build your character in the long run.
It stayed warm at least. It's warm in here. Yeah. You're good. Yeah, you're the good one. You're the good one.
Are you hungry? I make sure I sort of reach my hand back out to the duffel bag, and grab a ration, and try not to put any poo on it.
Yeah,
and I feed it to him, because if he's been in there, I'll take my hand.
And he angles back his head so the massa stays on his forehead. He kind of and opens his mouth as you drop it in.
We need you energized for the fight.
Oh, yeah. I need that for the punches. Splendorbelt, you are looking for Ko. Roll your perception, or if you already did.
I did 16.
16. Okay, you actually find him. You find Ko one shot along the wall in the shadows by the golem. What's left of the stone golem.
Okay. I'll say,
And
Ko, I am here with you. Trust me, there's a better place to be. That's all I'll say.
So, wait, did he come up to me and start talking to me?
Yeah.
yeah, he's walked right up to you. He's like a foot from you and just, giving away your position.
Yeah.
Poe is gonna just roll his eyes, annoyed that Splendor Belt saw him, and immediately just kind of tear off and re-hide himself.
He's like a
Roll
teenager in
another
a mall
stealth.
that doesn't want to be near his parents.
That is what it's like. Chat room says somebody needs to tell Iron Monkey that his friends are all dead.
Jeez, another 16. These stealth rolls are a nightmare.
All the same, do you do a tumble or do you do a grapevine? Like, how do you dislodge yourself from Splendorbelt's presence?
Ko just it starts as a walk, and then as soon as line of sight breaks, gets real low and then scampers away.
Perfect. Splendorbelt, Ko has abandoned you, it seems.
Great.
But you are now located up by the remains of the golem. Grinkeeper, you have been smeared and you have decorated your face a bit. What do you do?
All right. She'll call out, if everyone's ready, I'm going in.
Lure it back here, I say.
Is that cool with everyone?
I don't When you say going in, you mean I can't hear her because I'm way over there. Never mind. Or can I?
Poe is slowly just.
No,
making
she's
his
just
way
yelling
back
across the
around.
cavern. You can hear her.
I'd say, do you mean going where?
To get the monster.
Oh, not into the poo.
I'm not hiding in the poo.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm going with you then.
Poor Splendor Bell. He just wants company from people not in poop.
I want anyone who's
Everybody's
not
just
in poo.
walking away from
Are
him.
you not in poo? I'm with you. That's his motto.
All right. So Grinkeeper Splendorbelt head out to make make contact and bring it back here is the plan, correct? To bring it back to the poo pile.
Yeah, to get some.
Correct.
We're gonna kite it.
Where Iron Monkey and Dumbledore will wait. All right. So where do you guys go?
Up into the. I guess I gotta follow her. You're in the right direction. It's up there, right?
Yeah, Grinkeeper will lead Splendorbelt to where she saw the tail kind of disappear, and then she'll slowly come around the corner.
All right. As you guys peer around the corner, both of you make perception checks.
Oh Lord. 9. Gosh, my rolls
don't
are
see a thing.
garbage.
Well, then Grinkeeper is going to turn her dagger into a two-handed sword, and she's going to start smacking the walls.
Whoa.
The sword extends into the blade of Loran, and she bang, bang, bangs on the wall.
Nothing?
Ko, where you are,
Yeah.
you see something emerge from the tunnel and start making its way around.
Okay, I would send the psychic network message letting them know where it was coming from.
Which would be?
Hey, it's I just saw movement to the south, by where the pool with the body was. It's coming up one of the side caverns.
All right, cool. Grinkeeper will think she totally forgot they had the mental thing going on. Splendorbelt and I will start running for the dung pile. Splendorbelt, let's run for the dung pile. I don't know if my microphone was off for that. Sorry.
Well, I will follow you and run. Let's do it.
Dung pile.
The two of you run back to the dung pile. With great
Grinkeeper's
haste.
banging her sword along, or dragging her sword along the ground the whole way.
It makes a very clear, almost musical as it goes across the ground. Not quite physical, but not quite ethereal. The two of you run to the dung pile. You're there now. What do you do?
Grinkeeper keeps making noise.
Splendorbelt?
I'm going to stand right over there, so I'm a little ways away from all the poopy people, and I'm not going to do much other than watch Grinkeeper for my cue.
Ko? You see the creature crawl on the ceiling over the water and make its way back.
Okay, I would relay that again to them, psychic network style, and would let them know the direction it's coming from.
A head comes slithering around the corner. The Bahir is in sight. I reveal it now on the map. You can see it. At the very front is a long electric blue tongue, and the mouth seems to crackle with lightning. It has two little tiny horns on top of his head. It moves like a ferret does. If you mixed a ferret and a snake and gave a ferret 6 sets of crocodilian legs, it kind of shifts them all in one big monitor lizard-like wiggle. And it moves its head around the corner and gives a as it looks, and it sees immediately Grinkeeper and Splendorbelt. Roll for initiative.
Yes! Sorry, I
Nice.
was excited. It's combat time.
13.
For
Scott.
this, Grinkeeper, you're not hiding, but you are pooish. Are you
Yes.
staying perfectly still? Or are you banging currently?
As soon as she sees the head, she'll stop banging and she'll grip the hilt with both hands and get into a battle stance.
Okay. All right. So not being stealthy then. Ready to receive.
Yes, she's not like flailing or anything, but she's ready to go.
Cool. So for Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch, you may roll stealth with advantage.
Okay, cool. My initiative was 18, by the way.
Okay.
And stealth with advantage.
Let me know those initiatives.
10 for
13 for me. Yeah.
Stealth.
5.
I have an 18 for stealth, too.
Perfect. Rolling for Iron Monkey.
Oh, I should have pre-potted. Damn it. I can give inspiration. I could have given people inspiration.
With disadvantage because you're covered in poop. Just kidding.
No, I can still inspire from poo. Poo will not stop me from inspiring.
No one's gonna.
No,
let
it does not. And
players.
Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch is up first with his 18.
All right, so the creature is on his way down the hallway. Can I see it from where I am, like even its shadow, like as a cool sort of thing? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to position the camera behind Evelyn Grinkeeper and Splendor Belt as well, just to get this nice shot of the heroes as the creature walks down the hallway. And in so doing, doing this because my camera's already animated, I'm going to, as a bonus action, inspire them by taking photographs of them. I can only do one of them, not both. They're technically the rules. So, Evelyn, you now have a bardic inspiration die. It's a D8, so you can add it to an ability check, attack roll, and saving throw. In addition to the bardic inspiration, you have a mote of inspiration, a blue glowing magical sparkle that will also increase the benefit of whatever it is you try to do. So that you also have a glowing thing around you. And then, so that's my bonus action. For my main action, I'm going to ready an action to take another photograph. So should it be nearby in the area, I will snap another photograph and use. It won't really result in any combat-related things, but I'm going to be ready for that. That's my turn.
Awesome. Next up is the Behir, who hisses and spirals down the cavern, very much like a dragon might, along the walls, using its whole movement to do so. It makes it kind of unnerving and unpredictable where it ends up. But it lines its head around the corner as it slithers. Its midsection on the ceiling, its lower body on the floor, its tail across the ceiling again in this great spiral, long serpentine body. And it brings up its head for a breath attack. This is a line attack that's going to go across Grinkeeper and Splendor Belt. Make a dexterity saving throw, the both of you.
And I can use a 1d8 for this?
Yeah, you got his bardic inspiration.
If
Right?
you like to add a 1d8, you can to your roll. And as well, if you use it for that, the mode of inspiration will consume, and you'll gain temporary hit points equal to the amount rolled on the bardic inspiration die.
Okay, cool. I
13
won't use
for
it
me.
for this.
Okay.
And remember to add 2, Scott. For my
15. then.
aura.
Right.
So 15 and then a 22 for me.
A 22 for... So Evelyn dives out of the way, taking half damage, but the full brunt of it slams into Splendor Belt's chest, who's also wearing the metal armor, and it ricochets this lightning breath in a line across his entire body and burns his shape into the wall beyond.
Whoa.
That's
Your
hardcore.
silhouette, like Wile E. Coyote, is there on the wall, Splendor Belt, behind you. You take 66 points of lightning damage.
Holy shit!
I take a photographical of this.
Wow, he's not
Grinkeeper,
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. All right, go ahead.
you take 33 points of damage as you dodge out of the way.
That would have killed me.
As this lightning issues force and crackles, its bottom neck kind of descends much like a frog might, and you see steam issuing out of holes along the side of its neck. It looks exhausted, like it can't do this for some amount of time again. It is now Splendor-Belt's turn.
All right. Lightning breath on cooldown. Splendor Belt is barely alive. What will he do?
You hear a voice. Jump in the poo!
Jump in the poo. No, I'm not gonna get in the poo. I refuse. All right. Here's what I'll do. I need to heal some, so I'm gonna do some healing. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at level 4. Cast this on myself for a total of 27 points of healing.
Awesome. Hook yourself up with some healing, and then you also have movement and bonus action. Ko, you're up next.
I am going to move. Remind me this gray circle up here.
That big one there, that's the stone golem.
I'm going to run up and be right behind it.
Cool.
Like right there.
Any bonus action?
No, I'll have my maces out. Maces with faces. Oh no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm sorry. I'm going to do my spiritual weapon.
Perfect.
Let's
the
give
Faith
him-
Mace of Paylor.
Yep. Hold on 1 second. There it is. Okay. Cast it. Which means it can have a turn now, right? It can fight?
Correct. It can fly to the Bahir's face.
All right. For a hit, a natural 1 plus 9, or 8, so 9. Good lord.
It swings wildly against the wall. Ding, 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 and immediately takes its attention away.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the extent of my movement or my turn.
You could run further if you wish, since you are equipped with boots of speed.
No, I'm all right. Nowhere to
Okay.
run really, so I'm okay. I'll stay there.
Ko, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna burn my movement and my action to dash my full 70 feet around this here pillar and come right up alongside the back of the creature. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to hide. And I'm going to hide with a stealth roll of 24.
Excellent. Noted. Grinkeeper.
That's my turn.
Cool. Grinkeeper is going to cast Branding Smite. So now she's going to take an attack with her two-handed sword. For a 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
Cool. So the sword itself is going to do 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And Branding Smite will do 11 points of radiant damage.
Fabulous. Second attack?
Yes. Attack deals. Cool. So now the Bahir emits dim light in a 5-foot radius and can't become invisible until the spell ends.
Very cool.
I think she'll add the 8 to this one.
Was it already used? The D8? Okay.
Okay. The mode of inspiration would give extra. The target and each creature of your choice you can see must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take thunder damage equal to the number on the Bardic Inspiration die. So if you use the Bardic Inspiration, it'll do a lightning attack.
Oh, cool. So I use it and I got a 7. So that means my attack is now a 21.
Yeah,
Hit.
you add that. And then the creature rolls a Constitution saving throw or takes 7 thunder damage. Although I guess
Okay.
it's immune to it. Is it immune to
It sounds like
thunder
it's
damage?
immune.
No, thunder is sound, sonic damage.
Yeah,
Lightning
that's right.
is electricity.
Okay, perfect. 7. Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect.
It takes it.
And
So kind of
thunder
a
sounds
boom
like this.
happens.
It's like a boom, but also there's a boom like that. There's a note that plays along the boom
Nice.
because it's music-y.
Cool. And then 16 points of slashing damage. And she's targeting the part of the throat that's issuing out steam or issued out steam.
Excellent. Do you get another smite-based attack, or is that just for one attack per turn?
It's after reading the text, it's your next attack. So it's,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just one attack, not both of them.
Perfect. You did 43 points of damage that turn.
Wow.
Jeez, that's great.
And you cut into its throat and it hisses wildly, its attention back on you. However, it is now Iron Monkey's turn, who goes don't really quietly to himself. Back to Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch.
Oh no. It's not useful at all.
There's one of the poo faces turns to the other poo face and goes, "What do you mean don't?" And I use my action to inquire what he's warning about.
That's helpful.
Not yet. She was supposed to drag it back. We're not going to fight from here. We'd be in plain view. I'm not going to move.
Okay, and then I'm just so that's my action. I didn't really get good information out of this guy. Definitely not a hardened warrior. A bit of a wuss if he's getting this shook. If he's this shook, then I will also send my photographical device to take a snapshot of Krendel, because I saw he took a lot of damage, and I will take an action picture of him and give him an inspiration die.
That gives me
Excellent.
a D8 on whatever.
Yeah, you get an extra D8 that you can use on an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, and you also get a mode of inspiration. So a blue little glowy thing appears around your head,
Sweet.
like a fly.
Okay.
The Bahir moves on top of Grinkeeper, pushing the pile aside slightly as it slithers around you. Maintaining in that range, of course, there's no opportunity attack as it goes around you like a great big snake.
Do I get an opportunity attack as it moves out of my
Yes,
range?
you do, actually. You would.
Right. Do opportunity attacks, if it doesn't know I'm there, still get the advantage roll on it?
I would say yes.
Okay.
DM approved.
It's 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
That's a 7 initial psychic damage, and once per round, I can do the sneak attack. So I would think sneak attack would apply as well, for an additional 9 psychic.
Hang on. I'm editing. Once per turn, not once per round. The round composes everyone's turn.
Oh, once per turn.
Yeah, it might be
So-
like multi-attack, because multi-attack's only on your turn. You can't do it with an opportunity
Oh,
attack.
so it's not my turn, so I wouldn't get it. So it'd be
That's
7.
right.
Okay, that's fine.
If
I'll
that's
take
what-
my
that's
7
what-
damage. It'll be my turn soon enough. That's
It is
fine.
That's how it's written, yeah.
The word here is once per turn, not once per round. A round composes of everyone's turn, but considering any attack made outside your turn is going to burn your reaction, your hard cap is sneak attack twice per full round. I don't know what that means.
So
Wait a
that
minute.
does-
So does that makes it sound like I could do sneak attack twice, once outside of and once
Yeah, that's written weird.
during.
Oh my goodness,
man.
this gets
Here.
really
It's all
complicated.
tricky.
Is that freaking
Hang
to
on.
hear?
Is this because of a
Here.
feature allowing you to sneak attack more than once?
No, why don't we just say on my turn and we'll just do the 7 for now. If we find out
No,
otherwise,
you're good. You're good. You're technically allowed to make 2 sneak attacks per round because it's during a turn. So yes, apply the damage for
okay,
me.
cool. That's awesome. All right.
So that was 16 total.
yeah.
Perfect. So you give its tail a ethereal psychic slice as it goes by, but it's entirely fixed on Grinkeeper that did that mass amount of damage earlier. It slithers around you, its body fullest encompassing you, and it gives a little as it brings its head down for a bite attack on top of you. The attack is with a 23 versus your AC.
Yeah, that
Jeez.
hits.
That might hit.
The second as it bites you for 22 points of damage, piercing, it constricts about you with a 20 versus AC.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. You are now squeezed inside of it, and you take 17 points of damage.
My lord.
Grinkeeper's not looking too good.
Uh-oh. Jeez. Instantly.
Okay, so Yeah, what you're looking very damaged at this point?
Yes.
And
You
how
are-
is sorry, Dumbledore or not Dumbledore. Crendel or Crandall, sorry.
Crendle's splendid belt. Yep.
Crendel, did you heal yourself that last turn? Like are you looking pretty rough too? Like
I'm better.
what's my POV?
I'm okay enough. She's in worse shape than I am right now.
Okay. All right.
So my
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, it's good. My goal would be her at the moment.
Grinkeeper, you are considered restrained inside. So you can look up what that means. Above you, the behir that bit you and is currently biting down unhooks its jaw with a and its great mouth opens up wide, and it looks like it's about to engulf Grinkeeper whole. We are on to Ko's turn.
Okay, Ko is gonna step out from behind the wall so that he can see the creature, and he is going to manifest a spirit dagger and throw it at the creature.
Okay?
That's awesome.
Oh wait, it's not with advantage if it's just somebody flanking. So that's a 18 to hit on the first strike.
Is a hit.
Okay, but it does get sneak attack, so that is 16 psychic damage from the first
Okay.
strike. He throws a second psychic dagger out with a 10 to hit. Let's psychically bolster that because I don't think that's going to hit, right?
A 10 to hit would miss.
Let's see if we can psychically bolster that real quick. Would a 12 hit?
A miss.
Nope. Okay, so it's a miss across the board, and he will then, having thrown his daggers, duck back behind cover behind this wall.
Grinkeeper. The beast is above you. You're in its coils restrained.
Okay, well, she needs to heal herself, so she will use her full lay on hands to heal.
How many points do you dispense into yourself?
45.
45. Grinkeeper glows and heals for 45.
I take the
Pickens.
photographical.
Any bonus actions?
So if it says a creature, that includes myself, right?
Correct.
Okay, she's going to cast Sanctuary on herself. And until the spell ends, any creature who targets Grinkeeper with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Baby agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of reinforcement coming to this move. Power play, supported by Minnie.
Yep.
Excellent. Sanctuary.
On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Cool. What's my roll I have to beat?
It's a wisdom 14.
14. Got it. Okay. May come up. Let's see what happens. Iron Monkey goes, I don't want to, I'm gonna, and jumps out of the poo. And he's got these two brawler mitts on, along with the ring he was wearing earlier. And he goes, unleashes a fury of blows into the side of the creature.
I kind of like Iron Monkey.
Yeah, he's all right.
He hits with one, and as he does it, he goes, whoa! And lays his fist into it. 3 misses, just woo, woo, woo. But 1 hits, and he really hams it up.
It sucks.
Yeah.
He deals 12 points of damage.
I took a photo of this too.
Oh, good. Make sure to
Photograph.
document
Dumbledore
that.
of Raisin Bunch, you are up.
All right, I will go and take an action shot of Ko, who's
Wait,
also
Yes.
yeah. For my bonus action, I will inspire Ko. You now have a bardic inspiration die, as well as a mote of inspiration that triggers when you use said thing. I'm just gonna do a quick check-in, make sure. I don't know how many of these. Oh yeah, I've used all 3. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So all 3 dies are now used, and I will continue observing the battle from the poo.
Splendor Belt. We missed your turn, but you were behind a rock anyway.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
that's fine. Plus, it was all going to be that kind of stuff from both characters. It's all good. Let's. Let's cast Warding Bond.
Ooh.
But to do it, I got to touch the creature. So that creature is Grinkeeper. I'm going to run out here, touch her, and perform this. This gives her, as a willing creature, it creates a mystic connection between us, and goes until the thing ends, which is an hour. Let's see. While the target is within 60 feet of you, she will gain +1 bonus to AC and saving throws, and it has resistance to all damage. So when it says resistance, I don't know what that means.
That means half damage.
Half damage. Okay. Also, each time it takes damage, you take the same amount of damage. So I'm putting myself in a bit of a squeeze here, but it's fine.
Ooh.
Okay, so you basically split the damage. She takes half, you're
Right.
taking, so it's full damage, but spread across 2 people. Awesome. You have 2 choices here. There's her feet kind of sticking out the bottom of the the bottom of the snake-like creature, or you could jump on top of the creature's side and touch her on the shoulders or head.
Oh man. What I was thinking is, since I've only used about half my movement, or no, not even that, like a quarter of my movement, right? Because of the boots. If I wanted to go further, well, it doesn't matter. My goal is to touch her and get the H out of there and get within 60 feet.
Cool. So you run up and touch her toe, basically.
Yeah, and then peel out of there and go back to.
like you're doing ladders at freaking football camp or something.
Run up, touch,
And
go back the other way. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I picture. And we are now connected with the warding bond. For my bonus action, not my bonus action, but I guess it is my bonus action. My sword will now attempt another hit. Let me give you this. Okay, I'm going to use my bardic inspiration because that was bad. Because I haven't used it yet. So let's see. D8. Okay, so that's 14. That's not going to hit, is
would
it?
be a miss, but you still get some benefits, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
How does that work?
Sorry, you would get so use it for an attack or for what?
Attack
What
roll.
Sorry.
Yeah, attack roll.
Let me just have a quick look here. This is the bardic inspiration. No, target and each creature of your choice can see with it must succeed on it. Yeah, so you still get the it's a saving throw only. It doesn't matter if you hit or not. So you can still get the thunder damage. DC is 15.
Oh. So wait.
Well, the creature has to make the saving throw, not you.
But only if you hit, right? Or do I do it anyway?
No, you do it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 22.
Oh, damn it. All right, well, either way. Sword's useless.
All right. Then we are to the Behir's turn, who, with his unhinged jaw, brings it down on Grinkeeper with a
Behir.
29. Oh, my wisdom, correct. Oh, I got an 8.
Whoa.
Yeah!
So that means I can't attack you?
The creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Oh no, Iron Monkey, no.
All right, it brings around a bite attack on Iron Monkey then with a 29.
Oh.
Oh jeez.
That poo
So
didn't
proud
help
of
you in the
his
end.
punches.
Yeah. Now you're just poo-flavored victim.
Iron Monkey, with his arm into the side of it, it goes... It brings up its head, kind of like a shield of force stopping it, and it snacks that head over and kind of slithers its arm around and bites off Iron Monkey's whole arm as he...
Is he now armless monkey, not an iron monkey?
I take a picture of this. I want to make sure I take a picture as the arm's getting ripped off and the Tarantino spray of blood flies out.
Nice.
And I hopefully catch his face like this.
Ko, it's your turn.
All right, we're gonna repeat last time. Ko steps out, throws a blade. Ooh, that's a 1. That's very bad.
That's bad. It's terrible.
Is it
Because of your
worth-
angle here, you'd have to be extremely good to hit Grinkeeper or Iron Monkey, so you hit the wall just straight up right next to you. Ding.
Yeah, that's gonna be a miss. So we'll throw the offhand one. There's no sense in even using the inspirations on it. That was just a terrible throw. All right, let's throw the other one. Okay, making up for it, a 27 to hit.
All right.
Jeez.
A hit.
And That's going to be 8 plus 26. So that's what? 34 psychic damage on the off throw. We made up for it,
Nice, good
everybody.
hit.
We made up for it. And then Ko will step back behind the wall. Very brave.
Perfect. Ko delivers a big blow as a big goes out as the Behir swallows Iron Monkey's whole arm. Grinkeeper, it's your turn.
All right, how would I fight being restrained?
You are currently restrained. A creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Your escape DC is 16. So you can either
Strength it?
strength your way out and push it aside, or you can escape as in like a wiggle through the bottom, which would be dexed.
Oh, this is going to be a strength. So straight strength or saving throw?
I'm not sure.
Behir.
Hang on.
Thanks. In case anybody forgot what we're dealing with.
We're fighting a Behir.
I like Behir in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, Dr. Behir. Oh, man. He was great.
It's great.
Yeah, working with those Cardassians and whatnot. Palling around with Miles O'Brien. Good old Dr. Behir. Could never get a girl. Well, that's not true. He was with Dax for a long time. Never mind.
Was he?
I don't remember. Didn't he?
I think he always wanted to be with
He
Dax.
always had a
but
crush
wouldn't
on her,
get
and then
rejected.
finally one day she was like, "Oh yeah."
It's considered a check.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe. It's been a while.
Remember now. It's been a while too for me.
Been a while.
Kind of in the mood.
It was a 10.
10. Is there any bonuses on you right now from anybody?
I don't think so. And even if it was, it wouldn't be strong enough to beat the 16.
Okay. Any bonus actions you want to take?
No, her spell's still active for a minute.
Cool.
So is Evelyn still in the mouth, or was she dropped?
She has not been dropped. She's still in the coil, but it could not
coil,
break
I mean,
the
right.
sanctuary spell to attack her, so it attacked Iron Monkey instead. Iron Monkey, whose attacks are reduced by half, but is found himself brave, makes another fury of blows. He misses with all of them. As he does so, he grabs the edge of his arm and descends himself in a straight fall back into the poo pile.
It's where he's most at home.
Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch.
So what's my POV on this? How's the monster, just to briefly, the monster health, does he still look like he's kicking, raring to go? How am I part? Because I'm trying not to help because I'm reporting. Getting involved is kind of crossing a professional line here. I can take photographicals, which I'm going to continue to do essentially.
Sure. So Grinkeeper has failed to escape from the monster's clutches, but a magical sort of holy shield is protecting her from being swallowed whole at the moment. Ko seems to be jumping around the corner once, going ha ha, and then jumping back in. And Splendorbelt is healing like he's playing touch football.
So it doesn't look too good, does it?
It's a little rough. The beast is pretty beaten up. Its neck is still distended, so it's not able to lightning breath quite yet.
Okay, but the lightning breath is coming back. All right, I'm gonna continue doing my job. Sometimes when you cover adventures, they die, and that's just how it goes. So, turn.
Fair and true.
Cool. So what do you do for your turn? Take more pictures?
Yeah, more pictures. I'm taking
All
more.
right.
I mean, I'll increase my dodge. I'll take the dodge action in the poo and hunker down. But I'm taking pictures. The camera's floating around. I'm taking pictures.
All right, Splendorbelt, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. So, can I do my sword thing first and get it out of the way?
Sure, go for it.
All right. So, jeez, a 13. I know that doesn't hit.
No, that's a miss.
Yeah. Boy, that thing's been a real winner for me. It's really worked out having that. Okay. Kristen, can you remind me how much damage you just took?
I was down to 4 hit points and back up to 49.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do a cheapie this time as I'm trying to keep this ward up. So I'm going to cast Sacred Flame. You need to make a Dex 16 saving throw.
Okay. I got a 1.
Sweet. I like hearing that. That would be 9 points of damage. It's not huge, but it's something for my turn.
A sacred flame descends down on the Behir. It's Behir turn. It turns its head back over Grinkeeper and must make a wisdom saving throw. It got a 12.
Miss. Nice.
Or Iron Monkey. Every time.
He's back in the poop now, though.
Yeah, he's back in the poop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'd have to make a perception to see him, which we fail.
And the beard doesn't have to attack. It can choose to just not attack.
That's true, but it desperately wants to eat its prey, which is Greenkeeper, that it still has in its clutches. However, it can't continue the attack. There is a camera flying about, and there's also a Splendor Belt. Maintaining my constrict, it begins to crawl after Splendor Belt and bring Grinkeeper with it.
Uh-oh.
I take a picture.
Splendor Belt, it is in your melee range, but it was not able to attack as it tried other things during its turn.
Okay.
Ko, your turn.
All right, Ko is going to give chase a little bit and follow up behind and going to throw more psychic blades at the beast for a 24 to hit.
Hit.
That is a 7 plus 20. That's 27 on the first strike.
Nice.
And the second strike is going to be a 24 as well. So we'll follow that up with an additional 8.
You deal 35 points of damage to the creature. It's looking rough. It's looking weathered, but it still wants its prize.
And this time, Ko does not duck back behind anything. He'll stay out in the open.
Grinkeeper, it's your turn.
All right, she's going to try and break free.
Okay.
With a 24.
You push the creature off of you. You break its hold, and its snake body slithers and uncoils to the ground near you.
Nicely
Sweet,
done.
that was my action, so she's going to stay close to the tail, readying her next attack.
All right. And you stay inside the coil, but not exactly squeezed anymore. It's Iron Monkey's turn. He hides in the poo.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch. Bring it. What do you got?
Dumbledore. All right. So, I mean, they're doing great. I'm just gonna keep taking pictures. I'm like, I could totally come in and help in a super awesome way. It's killing Bo to not be participating right now. But I'm here to report. I can't have an ego about this.
Okay. All right. Pictures continue to flash. Ching, 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 ching. It is Splendor Belt's turn. The beast is over you.
Well, my bonus action will be to be annoyed that the reporter won't hop in and help. But not at Bo.
Your bonus action.
I'm not annoyed at Bo. I'm annoyed at the freaking little monkey that won't do anything.
Look, it'll take away from your glory if I say that the reporter had to jump in and help you guys. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's a
But
better
there-
story for us.
Yeah, unless
Definitely
we
better
die,
story.
and then there's no story because you'll die because you'll be the
No,
only
we're
one.
not
that-
gonna
Adventurers,
die. We'll
you would
be
have died anyways if I wasn't here.
I think this is a good study in like war journalism. I think there's nothing wrong with this. This is a good exploration for us. All right, I'm gonna try to up my chances here since I've been having such a hard time with this, and I'm going to cast on myself. Whoops, where'd it go? Spells, guidance, And guidance will give me a D4 to use in my hit, which I'm about to do for my sword again. So here comes the sword again.
It's an action to do guidance. Oh, for your summoned weapon.
For my summoned weapon.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Come on. Actually, I got a 24.
Nice, a hit.
I didn't need guidance after all. Fantastic. Here's my damage.
Just needed to believe in yourself.
17 points of... what would it be? It's a mace, so bludgeoning.
Oh my goodness. So the mace, whoof, whoof, banging on walls, making an absolute fool of itself. But all of a sudden, the mace wises up, knows it's time, and with the guidance of Paylor, slams into its throat. The head of the Behir hits the ceiling, breaks its horns, and as it falls and slithers, it starts collapsing right towards Grinkeeper.
I take a photographical.
Yeah.
Grinkeeper at the center of the beast. It's collapsing on top of you. What do you do?
She's gonna try and jump out of the thing.
Dexterity saving throw.
An 11.
Oh.
The
Do
beast-
I have time to act before it hits?
Sure. What do you want to do?
I want to run as fast as I can. I'm fast. My
Yeah.
run speed's very good.
Yeah.
Run in, grab Grinkeeper, and use my cloak to teleport us out of the way of the falling creature.
Ooh, very cool.
Nice.
Let's do a dexterity. Let's do your jump. Let's see that mirthful leap.
Mirthful leap. Okay. Yeah, what is that? Hold on. Where is my mirthful leap? D8 is what I roll for it. I got a 4. So that would be an additional 4 feet to whatever my natural jump is.
Which we'll do off of an athletics check.
4.
There's a calculation. It's like your strength modifier, as if you're standing in place.
So
Yeah, my mirthful leaps actually does nothing for me. I'm a really garbage jumper.
So
even
as the
with this
creature
feat.
begins to collapse down in its death throes on top of Grinkeeper, it's not all that awesome. But Ko does run up, kind of belly flop on the side of the giant snake body, and stick out his hands and manage to grab Grinkeeper's arm. Much like waking dad in his bed on Saturday morning, you have leapt atop her slightly, and you use that grab to teleport her out. It's clumsy, but it does the job.
And I take a photographical of this.
The Behir collapses and oozes out acid sparkling with lightning that kind of jumps across it like little spiders.
I step out of the poo. I climb out of the poo and I go and spit out a chunk.
Ew.
Gross.
A chunk.
And that's where we end for the day.
With you spitting out a chunk of poo.
I'm so sad that I didn't get to participate. I had the coolest move planned, but it just did not make sense for me to jump in and upstage you guys.
During the
What was the
credits
move?
here, as they roll by, the many pictures that Dumbledore of Raisin Bunch took over the day slowly fade in and fade out. Some of them even kind of scroll slightly by like an automated Apple presentation. Just going ever so slightly. The embarrassments, the excitement, the victories.
Yeah.
On your way out, you use the crystal, put it on top of the platform. It resonates with the metal plate, and the door opens so you all may escape from Dungeon C4.
Behir.
Excellent.
Oh,
That's
and
what.
why is Cassius not working at the guild anymore? Someone
Well,
tell
that's
me.
for you to write, and we will read it in the publications of the Daily Quest.
That's right. It's all coming up next time on There Will Be Dungeons. Well done, everybody. That was awesome. Totally fun fight. And I love how it ended. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for joining us. If you would like to support this endeavor, you can do it by becoming a Dungeons Plus member at therewillbedungeons.com. You can go read all about it, find out what you get. We're, in fact, going to record a bonus show that a bunch of you are going to get today, but not if you're not a supporter. So head on over, check it out, read about it, and decide if it's for you. That's therewillbedungeons.com. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Kyle, for John, for Kristen, for Baby Chunks, for Bo, and the other baby that John brought with him. They're all here. We don't have a nickname though for the new baby. We need a nickname.
No,
John.
we don't have.
You gonna work on that? You gonna get us something?
How about Mr. Moss?
Mr. Moss?
Patch
I
of
don't think
Moss.
I want to call my baby Patch of Moss.
Patch of
Right.
Moss. Yeah.
We'll
Right,
keep
because
brainstorming.
Kristen and
Yeah.
Kyle were totally like, yes, Chunks. That's what we're calling our
Keep
kid.
Hey, Kyle had no say in what he was being named.
That's right. Well, just keep workshopping that. We'll get back to it. That's going to do it. Thank you all for listening and watching. And we'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.